true Biafran. MAZI NNAMDI uniquely brings to you Radio Biafra live broadcast by the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. MAZI NNAMDI KANU. The evening broadcast, live, and direct, on the 2nd day of July, 2015. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Browse Biafran restoration websites at www.ipob.org, and RadioBiafra.co. Also browse our website at www.biafran.org, to learn more about Biafra history. Visit our YouTube channel more often for the very best of Biafran videos. Enjoy it.
Biafra, we have emerged triumphant from all our foes. Through the crucible unscathed, we passed victorious. Our trumpets pealing the glorious song. Play it, sing it, all hail Biafra. Oh, hail Biafra. We shall always remember all that perished in the struggle for our freedom. All hail our heroes. Our prayer shall be known both day and night. Say them always. All hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. Now our star shines everywhere. We crave humility. God guide and protect us all. All hail your wisdom, shielding us from
Good evening, wonderful people. Great Biafrans, wherever you are on the face of this very planet, once again, on this very day, we welcome each and every one of you, the second day of July in the year of our Lord 2015. The precise time now when I love to start is 7 minutes past 7. I don't know why I love it so much, but I do. And that is exactly the time here. And we are transmitting live and direct to the whole world. The gospel of redemption, the gospel of truthfulness, the gospel of renewal, the gospel of hope, the gospel of light, the gospel of truthfulness, the gospel of the restoration of the kingdom of heaven upon the face of this very earth, in the shape of an absolutely sovereign, independent, free Biafra. That's what we're fighting for, nothing more, nothing less. That is the only thing that we want, a free Biafra. Some of you baboons and monkey who went on a zoo called Nigerians, I don't blame you. That is why you are a Nigerian anyway, because you're daft. Very, very hopeless and stupid. You don't reason. These idiots are playing with your minds, all of you. Where are their children abroad? Where are their bank accounts? Switzerland, United Kingdom, USA. You, how about your own? Oh, you must go and get BVN. Ask all of them, including the Oga sending you. Maybe you're a recruit in police or you're in SSS and they're sending you. Before you go, ask Oga, where is your account? Your guy will tell you. Because I have said this thing to them before and I will say it again. There is no plan you make in Abuja that I don't get the information. There is no plan. I am telling you today, Buhari, that there are people, Awasa Fulani people, that don't like the way you people are treating them. They don't like it. They don't like the sheer hypocrisy. The way you people are, you claim you're Muslim, you're Islam. You are as how can I put it, as sinful. I don't know. Some of you are so hypocritical. There is no word in English language or in any other language to describe you. Hypocrisy. Why are you afraid of the truth? The zoo, why do you keep lying? You go to the world, you tell them, Radio Biafra is fermenting trouble. Why are you people lying? Why don't you tell them they want an independent Biafra? Well, it's a very simple thing to say. Oh, they're fighting for their freedom. You may regard Lugard, the British man, as your God, but he's not my God. He can create you, but he cannot create me. Over my dead body. Therefore, Buhari, I want to tell you about your little plan, which you are aware of. You sent in some men into Enugu with some unmarked vehicles. Your mission is to offer bribe to people. You think Igbo people, they love money. So if you give them money, say, oh, where is Nnamdi Kanu? They will show you. Number one. Number two, you intend to arrest IPOB coordinators without people knowing, to detain them without trial. And I swear to God in heaven, let me make this very clear to you. If I look for any IPOB coordinator, I am telling the world now so they understand it very, very well. I will come on air. I will say that so and so coordinator, we can't find him. I am telling you, the nearest police station to their house will destroy everything inside it. Every life inside it will be lost. You are the people looking for trouble. You go about conniving and lying. Who knows who she on the ground, thinking we will not know. Okorocha called Billion Human Rights Initiative to Abuja on Friday. Thursday and Friday of last week. Go and ask them. The Billion president, were you in Abuja or not last week, Thursday or Friday? They think we don't know these things. They think we are children. We don't know what is happening. The animal right in the ocean. Do you know that working with Okorocha Are you aware of it very well? That they went to Abuja to connive on Thursday and on Friday. Innocent Amadi. Am I lying? Amadi innocent. Natwasi. Go and ask Billy, were you in Abuja to collect money to betray on Thursday and Friday of last week or not? My question is very simple one. They went about calling our commanders on the ground. Oh, come, I have something for you. I want you to call one idiot called Amadi Innocent, who claims he represents Billy and APC. You know what? Were you in Abuja on Thursday and Friday of last week? What did you discuss with APC to stop Radio Biafra? You people are mad. We number millions. If you are the police or lockdown they are going to send, the recruit they are sending, make sure you tell your wife and your child what is going to kill you. Make sure before you leave the house, you tell your child, you tell your wife, darling, I'm going to die because criminals are sending me on an errand to go and try and arrest those who are here to save me. We are fighting for your families. Those of you serving in the army, we are the ones fighting for your families. If you think that by the zoo remaining as it is today, your life will improve, then you're even more stupid than I had thought before. We are fighting for you. Your work is to turn against your Oga. If you're driving your Oga on the road, let me tell you what to do. And there is nobody watching, kill him. Tell them that you didn't see him, or maybe kidnappers ambushed you and took him. These are the men making your lives miserable. They will send you to go and arrest innocent people, and some of you will go because you're foolish, because you're black, because you're African. Very sad and shameful indeed. We are here to, I'm telling Buhari this night, there is no meeting you hold I don't know of. I get information from Hausa people and Yoruba, not even Igbo, because I know the first thing you will do is to, you look for Igbo officers as you're doing right now. You hold meetings without them. I know that very well. Hausa within you, they are passing us information. We have our children born in Hausa land. They answer Hausa name. They have Hausa mark. They attend Alamajiri school. They do everything, but their blood is Biafra. Do you know where I learned that from? From Mossad in Israel. That is why you shouldn't play with us. You don't know the extent we are prepared to go. If we want to launch an attack to destroy the zoo, we can. But we want to disgrace Nigeria internationally. I want when they see a baboon called in Nigeria, they spit in their face. By the time I finish with Nigeria, I will not touch the zoo. I will not give the order to march yet. Until any time, Buhari, I'm telling you, every conference you attend in this world, they will ask you, did you sexually assault a little child? Did you rape a little child? Are you a rapist? Every conference you attend, they must ask you that question. By the time we finish with that zoo called Nigeria, nobody will want to answer the name anymore. You people are panicking for nothing. There is more coming. Bring, if you like, go and bring Dangote trailer. You know, cement bag, you fill it with money. That is why we are under oath. People now are beginning to realize why we said everybody must be under oath. In Biafra land, I said everybody must be under oath. If you betray, you die. The game has begun. In earnest. They are in Enugu. They think we will not know. They are mad people. This evening, I have somebody that will call from Enugu who will confirm everything that we are telling you. If the line will get through, that is. From the source, from inside them, today in Onitsha, Hausa Lamajiri, they begin to send their children and their wives back to Hausa from whence they came. Everywhere in Biafra land is on fire, is vibrating. Why? Because we are speaking the truth. And they want us to stop. Then they are dreaming. I warned Rufai yesterday for daring to mention Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. This night you're finished. By the time we are done with you today, anyway, you continue stealing because you have no shame. But we are going to cure your illness tonight. When next you hear Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala and our boss, you'll be running away. I have said it and I will repeat tonight. If you like, you dare me, and you mention their name tomorrow, you get the same treatment. Oshimolowe, Oshi and Onyoshiole. In Edo, he got his treatment yesterday. And because of what he did, We will be revisiting his case every now and again. To remind him, let me warn all of you once again. Buhari, I don't deal with governors of Omuaka. I don't deal with them. Buhari, as the chief terrorist, Desiani Madweke, Stella Odua, Okonji Wala out of bounds. You don't talk about them. If you want to investigate anything, investigate everybody, including yourself. I know what Babangida said about you, but that is coming for later because we will treat your own case last. What we gave you that was just a minor preamble, an introduction. Your treatment is coming. Tonight we'll deal with El Rufai. We are exposing these people that call themselves Nigerians to the world, the so-called politicians and leaders. We are letting humanity know that they are thieves and criminals. You said you would tell Britain to come and try and stop Radio Biafra because there is no way they can allow us to be saying what we are saying from there. And I am praying. Hey, Chukwu Abiyama, answer our prayer. I am waiting for Britain to knock on the door to say you're going to court because of Radio Biafra. Aye, that is what I'm praying for. Then they will call Gowon as a witness. For everybody. They don't know who we are. They think we are joking. You only have one chance and one choice. To assassinate, to poison, to fake an accident. But it's not going to happen. Because if it does, everything that is white in the zoo will die. We are not begging. I'm not begging anybody. It's not a question of begging. Oh, we should be careful. I'm not careful. I will be returning to Biafra land. We know where all their children are. They will bury their children one after the other. They think we are joking. Tell the whole world what is happening. We are asking for our freedom. Stop lying. You people are liars. All you baboons and monkeys from the zoo, you are liars and cheats. Why do we answer Radio Biafra? Because we are answering the name of our nation, our country, that has been existing for 5,000 years. Why don't you tell the world they are looking for their freedom? Why are you lying, saying we are asking for, they want to do genocide? Look at the liars and cheats. Anyway, you don't have university system, do you? I'm not surprised. Some idiots may even buy into the garbage. If you are Yoruba, you are Awasa, you are Fulani, you are looking for oil or gas. That is entirely your business. And this offer that I have on the table will not last for long. It's there for only 4 weeks. After 4 weeks, it will be withdrawn. Biafra will come. You will not get one single drop of oil. It is the duty of the young people in Awasa land, the young people in Yoruba, to overthrow their corrupt leaders and kill all of them. The same way they're killing people every day. People say, oh, but you are inciting violence. I said to them, didn't Babangida kill Delegiwa? Is that not violence? When you are sending parcel bomb to the Delegiwa, so it's not violence. It's joking. You are playing. People must be able to reason. When Buhari entered inside Owerri and was killing our women and our children, no, that is not violence. It's prayer. It's Ramadan. Yes? Mad people. When this man stood up and called Boko Haram, my brothers, you were deaf. You were not hearing him. I want to see you people, you know, anyway, baboons and monkeys. How can I qualify you? This is Radio Biafra. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, of course, and even good night to some of you. Those in the far eastern part of the world, part of this family, we welcome all of you. We welcome you. We are on CHK 102.1 across Biafra land. Owerri is down once again, of course, jinxed. Owerri is jinxed. Because of that, I am lifting a temporary ban. Owerri, the entire Imo state, you are going to replace the equipment you keep burning all the time in Owerri. I don't know if Rochas is bribing any of you to be overpowering our systems and it keeps going down. Owerri is down once again and they're going to pay for it. I am lifting a ban tonight on Imo. You will pay for that machine that you keep burning 4 times. Is it jinxed or what? We defeat every evil, and Owerri, the evil afflicting Owenkeri, will be defeated as well. CHK 104.7, 102.1. We are on satellite. That is how people in Cameroon can receive us. Radio Biafra is a satellite broadcaster. If you have free to air decoder, you can receive satellite free then you should be able to get Radio Biafra. In the coming weeks, we are going to very seriously put that idea out in the public domain, that people may begin to tune us or search for us on their cable networks. Radio Biafra is online. Don't waste your time. Go to Google, go to Bing, go to Firefox, any search engine that you have. Just type in Radio Biafra. That's all. You'll see how you can listen to us. We also on Streamer. We are on so many platforms, it's uncountable. If you try one, it's not working, try the next one, it is there. It should be able to work. We are live and we are direct, and Chukwokika Biama in heaven is of course presiding over our proceedings. If you have not told your friends and your family, go and tell them. I even tweeted that we are coming on air. I tweeted, as some of you who were following, I have not slept since yesterday, if you observe it. If you see, I was posting up until about 4, after 4 this morning. I have not slept at all up until now. I can tell you. But Chukwokika Biama says we must preach his gospel, and that is exactly what we are doing. They are now holding crusade inside military barracks. They are planning to do. I think it's either tomorrow or next. I don't know when. Maybe it's tomorrow. They are now holding it in the barracks. At least because of IPOB. They are no longer using their fictitious Deeper Life prayer campground. Ndioshi, there is no industry in Aba. People are starving. Aba is a rubbish tip. Theodore, you rendered Aba useless. You are coming there to talk rubbish. After preaching, are all the refuse bins going to disappear overnight? The answer is no. People must be able to reason. If you come to Radio Biafra, you will reason. But you must do so without fear before your enemies, because that's what we do here. Buhari they can scheme, they can plan, they can try to convince the world that Boko Haram is not a terrorist group anymore, it's IPOB. They can do whatever they like. We are on air every night. Every blessed night spreading this very gospel. We know those who are working with Hausa Fulani, and we are telling them tonight, if you are going to connive with APC, Hausa Fulani, Boko Haram, because you will die. Is a very solemn promise I give to you. You will perish. This is 2015. We are not in 1967. We are saboteurs. We are roaming freely. No, not anymore. We know what we are waiting for. Buhari will provoke us, and they are going to lie about it. That is their nature there, because they are bloody liars. I was Fulani. Then we'll expose them. Every night they're shaking. Buhari will die in office, of course. Listen to Radio Biafra, because they cannot, I repeat, you cannot stop Radio Biafra. We are on free-to-air satellite. You can't stop it. Anything you like. Are you going to shoot down satellite in outer space? Which rocket do you have? Hungry baboons and monkeys. Let me pray to Chukwokika Biama. Our lines will open and we'll take your calls, of course. And once we do that, please endeavor to turn everything around you off, that your voice may come through. Once you finish listening to us, you can go back and listen to the tail end of your conversation with us, if that is what tickles your fancy. But if you have come here to seek for truth, if you have come here to be pointed towards the direction of freedom for Biafra, then you are in the right place. If you have come here for gossip, for tittle-tattle, for the continuation of the damnation that is the zoological republic, then you are clearly mistaken. Very well mistaken. Everywhere around Biafra land, it is buzzing. Even though we don't have the same buzz as other places. No wonder. It's very, very shameful, isn't it? Oh, where the coordinator must be listening, go and tell him. I said you will contribute money to replace your burnt equipment. It's the 4th equipment you're burning. 4. Do you know how much they cost? Go to radio station now and ask them how much it is to set up a radio station. They have burnt 4 equipments. You are going to pay for it. If not, you will not be on CHK. As simple as that. Black rain is falling. Very soon to be blood. This is Radio Biafra. Our Father that liveth in heaven, we, your children from all over the world, are gathered once again to do what you placed before us that we must do, to accomplish a task which you said we have come to accomplish. We have come to preach your word, and although they fail to understand it, we have come to preach peace. Because for Biafra to stand on his own, there can only be one outcome. There will be peace amongst men. The zoological republic means death, strife, decadence, mayhem, looting, stealing, and wanton destruction of lives and properties. We have come that we may know thee even better. We have come to serve you. We have come to honor you. We have come to praise you this evening, as always. On this very hallowed platform do we worship you. On this very platform do we praise you. This evening will not be an exception. Heavenly Father, make it possible for those who will partake in our service this evening, those who will listen to this very broadcast, to be filled with your spirit of the very good nature, to go out and spread this very gospel with confidence that indeed I have listened to the children of the Most High. They are not only blessed, but because of them your kingdom will come on earth as it is in heaven. Let your will be done. Our Fulani are killing us. This evening we shall bring a news to confirm that our Fulani people are killing your children everywhere. We are not killers, but they are telling people that we are potential killers. We are guilty even before we have committed any crime. Whereas our Fulani, they are the ones in Boko Haram killing people. They are the ones bombing people. They are the ones doing suicide bombing. Our Fulani are the ones looting all the treasury, and they are the poorest of all as well. Despite all that money they have stolen, despite all the lies they have churned out, despite all their trickery with the British, they remain very poor. They cannot ask themselves why. We know why. Because you never bless them. And you can never ever bless them. We have been suffering, Heavenly Father. Your children are in pain. Please have mercy upon us. Have mercy upon your children. You created us for a purpose. We have not fulfilled that very purpose. Why would you allow our enemies to triumph over us? You cannot send somebody on a mission and then make that mission impossible for them. That we have sinned in the past, there is no doubt about that. And we have come publicly to admit our fault, our mistakes, and then to ask for your forgiveness and your pardon. We understand you have done so for us. Look at our enemies that are circling once again. Please let shame be their portion. The same way you disgraced the army of Awasa and the Fulani in the plains of Benue when they tried to bring Islam to us 300 years ago, please go and disgrace them once again. Bring shame upon them. Hold us up as beacon to the whole world that they may know that indeed that you're with us. Let Biafra be the last testament to your will. Your last miracle. Make the impossible become possible because you are the creator that makes the impossible becomes possible. We are here with you. You make the impossible become possible because grammatically we must be correct. We are learned. By your grace and because you said so. Please abide with us. Chukwokika Biama. Abide with us. Allow us to embrace your kingdom. Allow us to bear witness to that promised land that you promised our ancestors they must inherit one day. This evening, as always, we shall honor thee and praise thee because in the end, Biafra will come. And when it does, every honor, every adoration, every adulation, every uplifting of name, every redemption that man can think of will belong with thanks to your holy name now and forever. Ise. Buhari and those looking for Radio Biafra and myself. My name is Nnamdi Kanu from Isiama Faruku Ibeku, you know why? So that when the idiots are writing, they can reference it properly, not to pretend as if they don't know. You had the half-baked girl at their FM, Naija FM 1, Abuja. Oh, that radio station. They're even afraid to mention Biafra until the Awasa half-educated imbecile said, Radio Biafra. They are pirate. I don't have to be registered with you. We are using a technology that is infinitely superior to anything that you have. You have all the money in the world, we don't. But we make things happen in a way that will astonish you. Buhari, if you come into Biafra land that you have come with devilish intent to release Boko Haram, to try to use the police and the army to intimidate people that have not picked up one single bomb, I am placing Britain on notice. We have not bombed anybody. We have not killed anybody. The same Buhari who is in power is the one who is a pedophile and a terrorist, not us. That the world may know and bear us witness. These are baboons and monkeys. They don't have the concept of what is right and what is wrong. They don't know anything. Nobody can ask Buhari, you are sending soldiers and army and Boko Haram into Biafra land to go and cause mayhem. But what have they done to you? Nobody can ask him that question. There's a likelihood they may break Nigeria. But before the white man came, do I know who you are? I don't know you. My ancestors never knew who you were. So you think that because you see a white man as your God, that because of that, we must live in bondage and in slavery. Nonsense. Absolute garbage. People wonder why I have no regard for black people is because they're not intelligent. I'm sorry to say. You know, we speak the truth all the time. Black people are not intelligent beings. I'm telling you the truth. That is why Africa is the poorest part of the world. Oh, but my uncle is a medical doctor. Because a white man said so. Simple, isn't it? I am the leader of indigenous people of Biafra all over the world. I don't know how much they're offering. Buhari, how much are you giving to police to, of course, there's corruption. Before the money gets down to the idiot who is about to play Judas, it is it has cut down significantly. How much are you giving for information leading to my arrest? How much are you offering? They'll announce it very soon, isn't it? Stupid people. They are wondering what are we going. When Bilie was traveling to Abuja, they thought we would know. Thursday and Friday, one idiot called Amadi traveled to Abuja to go and plan with the Okorocha on how to betray. BVI, SMI, Thursday and Friday of last week. I told you so. Anyway, you will listen for them later. You won't hear from them anymore. Very soon. That's how serious we are. I command the armies of Biafra. So also do I direct Radio Biafra by the special grace of heaven, not of this very earth. We remain whiter than white and whiter than snow because we are incorruptible. If we were corrupt, they would have written it all this while now. If my father was corrupt in his capacity as traditional ruler of my people, they would have written it a long time ago. Whiter than white and whiter than snow. Incorruptibility. Ezioku Chineke. Every time it sparkles, you cannot defeat it. Truth. And that is the only weapon that can destroy the zoo. Because every night the whole world is listening. This evening is for one man called El Rufai and Buhari, the terrorist and the pedophile. Ask Buhari, please, did you rape a 9-year-old girl when you were a 45-year-old man? Yes or no? Do you understand what I'm saying? Did you or did you not rape a 9-year-old girl called Aisha? Buhari, did you or did you not open your mouth to say an attack against Boko Haram is an attack against the North? What does that mean? That Boko Haram, they are Hausa Fulani people. But all of you are feigning dumb. Oga say I should go to Enugu and arrest anybody in the IPOB. But your so-called president is the chief sponsor of Boko Haram. You've not seen it? Oga say make I go Enugu. Idiots. You're working for the police. Anything you do, you'll be judged later. And when the time comes, you cannot say I was following others. I remember what Mossad was doing to people that worked for Nazi party in those days. I was following other Heil Hitler. They said, okay, no problem. But meanwhile, bury your son and we're coming back later for you. We will not forgive any policeman or army boy, no matter who you are. We can never forgive. We will hunt you down wherever you are in the world. What we are doing is not small. We know that very well. It's very, very huge. We understand that. Right this minute, the whole of the zoo is listening via many means available to them. Many means available to them. People are not being sincere and honest to themselves and with themselves. Who killed Delegiwa? What was Delegiwa's crime? That he was speaking the truth. All of you, everybody knows that Babangida is a murderer, a killer. You know that very well, that he killed Delegiwa. All of you are keeping quiet. Why are you keeping quiet? Because you are baboons and monkeys. Allow me to proceed to present our news headlines and accompanying news summary this very evening. Then I will open the lines for us to take your calls. We are not going back. Woe betide you and your family. If those are Wasal Majri at Enugu, they are going to convince you to turn against IPOB. Your death will not be palatable, I'm telling you. It's a warning to everybody. Do you see why we took oath? You know, some of them, they are taking oath. It is satanic. They are taking oath. We knew. I know your nature very well. That's why taking an oath is necessary. And that time has now come. Anything I tell you comes to pass. If you're doubting me, please call Enugu State Police Commissioner. Call Enugu State Governor and ask him, what are your plans for IPOB? And they will tell you that they brought some bags of money. They thought Igbo people, give them, let's give them money. They're very hungry. And then they'll try and betray one another. But we are under oath, you see. If we betray Biafra, not us will die, but our name will be closed down. That type of oath we took. So you understand it very well. You are wasting. Before you make any plan, we know everything you're planning. Or some of you in Bilie Animal Rights, I'm going to Nandia Wundoshi that deserve to be shot dead wherever you see them. Ask them, were you in Abuja on Thursday and Friday of last week? Yes or no? You know, Jonathan. And then they will tell you, Ndoshi. Petty, hungry people doing freedom fighting. Freedom fighting. If you are poor, I am sorry to say this, if you're from a poor family, you cannot lead freedom fighting. You cannot lead it. Because you're hungry. Hungry, wretched idiots. They were in Abuja Thursday, Friday of last week. You ask them, they will tell you. Trying to undermine IPOB and what we are doing. Everywhere is on fire because of the truth. Have I killed anybody? Can you ask Buhari? Hasn't Nnamdi Kanu killed anyone? The answer is no. Did I burn down your house? No. Did I send suicide bombers after you? No. But you, Buhari, have you funded terrorist group? Yes. Have you sent out suicide bombers before? Yes. So you should be arresting yourself then, because you're a thief and a terrorist. And on top of that, of course, a pedophile. Are you not a pedophile? Is that Shan out there looking at you every day? Did you not abuse her when she was 9 years old? Simple question. They say, hey, don't listen to the propaganda. You know, to the propaganda. Is it propaganda to ask Buhari, did you or did you not rape a 9-year-old girl when you were a 45-year-old man? How is it propaganda? They can't answer, can they? Ndushi. Let's go to present our news headlines and accompanying news summary. I am waiting for the British to come so we can go to court. You know, this is a civilized place. Very, very civilized. As soon as you rise up and you say to your counsel, please tell the judge that we have a witness we want to call. The judge will say, of course, because it's a court of law. Any witness you want, they will give you. Oh, please, can you call Yakubu Gowon as witness? Or say it here. They don't know who we are, do they? They are beginning to find out, and they know we are unstoppable. Our TV is coming. And I will tell them what I'm going to do before I do it. I will be sending live pictures of every military barracks in Biafra land to the whole world, around 24 hours a day. They don't know what they're in for. I'm telling you. They don't. If you are an advisor to Buhari, just tell him. If you like him, tell Buhari, leave these people alone. Let them take their trouble. You call it, let them take their wahala and go. This is their Biafra. Leave them alone. Every day you hold on to Biafra land, Radio Biafra will be on air and will be dissecting all of you one after the other. You will be a laughing stock of the world very soon. I'm telling you. You bought an aircraft, they will serve you anything. Or what? Oh, are you from Nigeria? Oh, no. They will say, no, you're not a human being. Very, very soon. The more you hold on to Biafra land, the more you're destroying your image worldwide. Nobody will regard you as a human being. So it's in your interest. It is in your perfect interest to say, how do we save face? How do we solve this problem so that it doesn't appear as if we just capitulated? Come to this place and talk to your British masters and they will tell you what to do. Because the world, even today, is knowing that David Cameron is an Islamic supporter. When I tell you something next time, you believe me. There is nothing. Let me make it clear to all of you. Let me tell you the relationship we have with Chukwuabiam in heaven. Anything I say on Radio Biafra, even if heaven doesn't have it in the agenda to make it happen, they will make it happen because we have said it. Today, I'll bring you news to confirm that Obama and Cameron have been shouting all the time, Obama, Cameron. It's absolutely correct. That the Islamists, maybe I should, I don't know what to do. Maybe I can be arrested in Britain and taken to court. Then I can call some witnesses, like Gowon, like Buhari and Babangida to come and testify. The genocide, the slaughter of innocent women and children. The economic blockade still going on till today. The fact that you take my oil, you pipe it underground to the coastal region and say this doesn't belong to me anymore. Evil people, evil men. After all of that money, in the league of poverty, all the northern states of the zoo are in the bottom. Instead of this Alamajiri people to ask their Oga, but Oga, where is the money now? The 90 billion you got from Okonji Iweala, where is it? And they're telling you, Changi, we must keep Nigeria as one, Changi. Awasa Fulani people, ask yourselves, why are we poor when these few men are so rich? You took all the money belonging to Biafrans, you took everything from them, 67 to 70, today we are better than all of you. Of course we are. The only ones who are better are the ones stealing money at the top. Are we not all better than all of you? You are still Alamajiri, still driving cattle from place to place. What do you know? When we say, they say, oh, don't listen to that. Is it propaganda? That you're running a feudal system where some of you are eating, your children are traveling abroad, studying abroad, holidaying abroad, driving sports cars in Abuja when others are suffering and in penury. What type of life is that? And you say that Radio Biafra shouldn't be on air because you hate the truth. I tell you the truth. And that is what will set you free, including the Alamajiri amongst you. This is Radio Biafra. Let us continue, please, to present our news headlines and, of course, our accompanying news summary this very evening. It doesn't sound nice, but it's the truth. Another one Nigerian husband and wife. They are Igbo, of course. Once somebody says one Nigeria, you know it's Igbo. Because I was always tell you the north. Or Arewa. And Yoruba will be Yoruba. Can you imagine? Yorubas are cowards. That is true. Yorubas rose up and said, if we had known, we wouldn't have voted for Buhari. They are now seeing what the Biafran saw. That the man was bad news. Did I not tell you before? Democratic dispensation. After going round and round in circles, you come back to the position of Radio Biafra. That is the funniest thing about it. You keep dancing round and round and round, and eventually you come to the same conclusion we reached before you even started to articulate the thought yourself. Another one, Nigerian husband and wife, Igbo people, of course, fools they are, murdered in the terrorist-elect Buhari's home state of Katsina. They are still killing people. And this man has the temerity to send people to Enugu. Look for IPOB. Look for Nnamdi Kanu. We have money. We give you money if you tell us where he is. Whereas where you come from in Katsina, Igbo people are being killed in Katsina. How many Awasa people have we killed? The answer is none. You know, these idiots of MBC, the man that says it's MBC, is APR or whatever rubbish it is. This relative, when the country is now trying to enjoy peace, but a husband and wife have been brutally murdered in Katsina state because of who they are, because they are Igbo-speaking Biafrans. Where is Katsina? The home state of the terrorist and pedophile, Muhammadu Buhari. He has the temerity to be sending Boko Haram to where we come from. He has the temerity to be... oh my goodness. That's rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Terrible indeed. Very, very terrible. We must continue. They have killed them in Katsina. Later on during the summary, we shall bring you their names, of course. We will bring you their names. Let us tell you what is happening in the zoo. The world is listening, including Obama, every head of state. The zoo is an embarrassment. Every day we keep exposing them here on radio, and the world is listening. Some people even see it as fun, as some kind of fun, you know, to let us listen to, you know, Radio Biafra tonight to see what the baboons and the monkeys are doing in the zoo called Nigeria. They come. Every day you hold on to Biafra, you get this punishment. Every night and morning sometimes, if we can, if I can. If I'm not here, my deputy will be here. Every blessed day you will get this punishment until you become so useless that you have nobody will regard you anymore. Then you give up. Everybody's listening. When you go to your meeting with the Atekowas people, of course they are listening. You go to OAU, is it AU, whatever rubbish they call it, the club of dictators. They are listening. You come outside, the people. As I said, on the 20th of this month, when Sai Buhari, the leader of Boko Haram, the architect of Boko Haram, mayhem and slaughter, when he travels to America, I have already prepared my brief for United States senators and congressmen to ask him, did you sponsor Boko Haram? If not, why did you say that an attack against Boko Haram is an attack against the North? Why did you say, if I do not win in 2011, I will make Nigeria ungovernable? Please, can you explain to us what you mean by that? And finally, who are you calling your brothers in arms to put their guns down? Who are your brothers? Is it the same Boko Haram that killed United Nations workers in the zoo? You are in serious mess. Your nightmare is Radio Biafra. That is why you will die in office. That's your nightmare. Tomorrow morning, the day after, you will suffer this torture every blessed day of your until you die. The last thing you'll be hearing in your ear is Radio Biafra. As you're taking your last breath, because you people are evil, and Chukwu Abiyama is about to show you that he's in heaven and he's the creator. Change champion to Baba Go Slow. I don't believe that Bloomberg can write this. He came in trumpeting change everywhere, including idiots. Everybody change. I was looking at them. I said, have you looked at this man's antecedents before? That is why white people are better than all of you black people. Because they reason and they think. If they look into your past record and it's not good, they can never vote for you. Unless you come out to apologize publicly. You have to apologize to them, say, oh, I made a mistake, I'm very sorry. And they'll ask you, are you sure? Okay, tell us the policies you're going to run. But a black person, it's our turn, no change. It's the turn of the North. It's rotational. Let the people who that went to school, we are rotating presidency. You're rotating your ignorance more like mad people. From change champion to, he's now crawling like a snail. He said, I will hit the ground running. We need to hit, hit the ground running. Yes, in fact, in fairness to him, he has hit the ground running. What has he done? He has appointed his relation as the INEC chairman. Do you see how with brazen alacrity and disregard for norms, protocol, and federal character, Buhari is only appointing Muslims into positions. Only Muslims from the North. Nobody is asking, because everybody is afraid now. You know, blacks. People are scared. Nobody can talk. The same thing that they want to say is what Radio Biafra is saying, including the ordinary policeman or recruit on the ground. But when your guy send you, you will go as a fool. When a culture will send you, oh, I have come from Abuja with a billion animal rice. We brought some money. We are looking to destroy the station. They didn't destroy our station. Of course, it got burnt. Some components in it got burnt because of the power surge. There was no surge in it. That's why Owerri is not working, and they're going to pay for it. They're going to buy a brand new one, or we abandon Owerri altogether and hand it over to Satan. Buhari exposed appoints his blood relative as INEC chairman. Welcome to the nepotism in our Fulani, nepotism of the highest order. Igbo, Buhari also dismissed a Biafran Ita Ekpenyong and announced a replacement, another Islamic Hausa Fulani. Are you following carefully? INEC Hausa Fulani. Department of State Security Hausa Fulani. Everything is Hausa. He doesn't. But if it's Jonathan, he would dress in Barbariga, and Mr. Ishia Garoba Hamza is now the new DSS in the recognition of federal character. Buhari came in, only his people. Ironsi, who is from my village incidentally, for information, is in his grave now. Buhari is showing you how it's done. When you go into power, you surround yourself with your people. At the end of the day, you will not be judged by how many foreigners you employed. It's by what did you deliver when you were in office. These are the things that most of you don't know. Very sad indeed. Buhari fires the Director General of the Directorate of State Services, Ita Ekpenyong, and announced a replacement, and I was a person. Nobody's complaining. Is anyone talking? No. Everybody quiet. Sai Buhari has spoken. Or Sai Gobe, as they say, which is your marching orders. You believe in one Nigeria. At all. BP to pay 18.7 billion for Deepwater Horizon oil spill. Do you know I'm bringing you this news? Because sometimes when we say things on Radio Biafra, you think we hate somebody, or the way we are saying it, we are insulting people. No, we're not insulting you. We are bringing to the fore our collective stupidity as black people. Do you know that the same oil spill is happening in Biafra land, in the so-called Niger Delta region? If you go to the heartland of Biafra, if you go to Egbema, to Ohanji, if you go to, you see oil spill everywhere, damage. Is anybody paying compensation? No. Now, BP is going to pay British Petroleum 18.7 billion for Deepwater Horizon oil spill. Who is paying? Our own. We are begging them for 1 billion. Now they come on, get out. Remember that they are planning to go to ECOWAS court. They think that Shell is getting away with in the zoo. They cannot do it in their own land. But it's not the fault of Shell. People forced BP to pay this money. Obama was at the forefront of it. That they will pay, and they have paid 18.7 billion. Are you following what I'm saying? Or you're still dreaming as a baboon or a monkey in the zoo? This is Radio Biafra. We are not only live, but we are direct. And Chukwu Okike Abiama in heaven is presiding over our proceedings on this very earth. BP to pay. Do you know why Murtala Muhammad was killed? It's because of the same oil. Murtala Muhammad was killed because of oil. Are you aware of that? No, I don't think you know. Murtala Muhammad nationalized BP. That AP you're seeing today, Africa Petroleum, which doesn't do anything anymore because corruption has destroyed its complete AP. You can see the filling stations there. They write AP on it. Africa Petroleum. It was formerly British Petroleum. So as soon as Murtala Muhammad got into power and nationalized all the British-owned assets, and the person that gave him the advice, funny enough, is a Yoruba man, Awolowo. But Awolowo hid and ran away. And then, mind you, Gowon was in London studying. And there was this coup that brought in Murtala Muhammad. Murtala Muhammad, was seen as anti-white. He was nationalizing everything without paying adequate compensation. The same thing that His Excellency did, which is to deny Shell and BP rights to Biafran oil, he made the cardinal mistake of nationalizing British assets. Barclays Bank became Union Bank. Standard Bank became First Bank. I'm giving you live history. And also BP became Africa Petroleum. And because of that, the British said, this black monkey, where are you from? I want you to watch the film called The Death of the Black President. Are you listening to me? You know, if you miss Radio Biafra, you miss. It's the finest university in the world. As I'm speaking, write it down on a piece of paper. Go and cross-check and cross-reference later. You come back and say, in fact, I even discovered more. Because of that, the British arranged with Dimka and the Yoruba man, the cowardly Bisala, to conduct a coup. The British told Dimka and Bisala, we want Murtala Muhammad dead. Because remember, before then, what you used to have is the palace coup. They just do coup. Somebody will go out, apart from the death of Ironsi. They just do something, you just go out and then replace somebody. They said, we want the blood of this man on the road. That day, Dimka waited in Lagos for Murtala Muhammad and shot his entourage to pieces. Bisala, Yoruba man, that is why you don't do things with Yoruba, very cowardly, ran away. He said, no, I don't want to declare myself the leader of the coup. And they rounded up everybody, and somehow Obasanjo emerged. Of course, Babangida played a role in making sure that the coup was foiled. Then Obasanjo emerged then, isn't it? That was 1976. Am I mistaken? No, I'm not. He nationalized British-owned companies. Because of that, Britain said, kill him. It was Britain that removed Murtala Muhammad. But the Awasa people did not want to pursue it, because Britain reminded them that they placed them where they are. If you pursue it, we'll take everything away, we'll hand it back over to Biafrans, and you will suffer. So they shut up. I'm not telling you what he's made. Go and ask them now, they will tell you. So where do you think you got AP from? So you think that First Bank has been existing since 18-something is a lie. It is Standard Bank, it's called. Standard Bank. I saw it. A big elephant. I will never ever. No, it was elephant, yes. Look at that. The same, if you look at Union Bank today, the same blue that they have is what Barclays Bank have. It used to be called Barclays Bank. AP you have today, Africa Petroleum, used to be called British Petroleum. Now people are wondering what type of school they went to. But your lecturers in your school should have been teaching you this, but they wouldn't. Because even they themselves are not educated. This Radio Biafra must continue. Deepwater Horizon oil spill. BP is paying 18.7 billion in Biafra land. We are begging them to give us generator. Welcome to one Nigeria indeed. Fuel scarcity as marketers demand subsidy payment. The wickedness of a black man. When I talk about black people, you see, when somebody is black, that is this propensity to do evil. I'm being honest, I'm telling you the truth. The propensity to be wicked, even to your own self. You people get Yoruba and Awasa, you get 2 billion naira every day. The zoo can't afford this payment anymore. Instead of you to go and allow the refineries existing to refine crude oil, to make oil available to people, because every company runs on fuel, on diesel generator. Hospitals run on generators, I should say. So why is it that you're making life difficult for people, but only because you're a wicked person? Otedola or Jetoda, whatever they call themselves. You have billions in the bank already. What else are you doing with 2 billion naira every blessed day? Because you're a black man from Africa and you're very evil. That is why when they draw the picture of Satan is a black man. So you don't know why? Because people are wicked. Buhari is sending people to come to Biafra land to look for who to kill. Ask Buhari, these people you're going to kill, what have they done to you? Nothing, but because he's a black man, full of wickedness and evil. I'm saying all this since maybe one day some of you will change. I don't have, and I'm not holding out much hope that you will, but I'm just praying that one day, who knows, some of you may be able to change. This is Radio Biafra. Anything we tell you is gospel. When I say it, it may sound a bit foolish to some of you. you know. But after a while, they I've listened to him for 2 weeks, so what he's saying is actually correct. I love that. I love that. Fury as United States people are angry that Obama and the Cameroon is blocking supply of arms to people who can fight ISIS. And Saudi Arabia is telling them, if you don't allow us to do it with your permission, we'll do it without your permission. Can't you see that ISIS is growing and you're asking us not to do anything? Obama doesn't want anything to touch his brothers. ISIS. Where do you think he put Buhari in power? Obama is a hardcore terrorist, non-Omian. You know, the killing of Osama bin Laden was to tell them, to convince American people that he had the credentials to now embark upon complete Islamization and destruction of American value system. Oh dear. The same thing that the British did with Murtala Muhammad. Slaughtered the idiot immediately. Killed him off. And said to Awasa, if you don't like it, I will hand over the zoo back to their owners. And they said, okay, sir. Yes, master. Master White Man. Anything you say, sir. That was why they never pushed. But then what they did was to decimate the officer class from the so-called Middle Belt as a result of the Dimka coup. And also, they said something to Mamman Vatsa. Some of you don't know who Mamman Vatsa is. He wanted to overthrow Babangida. He was not successful. I think he was executed. Or so they claim. I don't know. Fury as U.S. blocks plans to fight ISIS in Syria and Iraq. People want to go and fight ISIS. The U.S. said, no, stay where you are with Cameroon. When I tell you something, you will believe me now, won't you? How can I win now? Well, say to go. This is Radio Biafra. The whole world is listening. Do you know that the whole world listens to us? Are you aware of that at all? Humanity. And then we come to the subject of the evening. A particular man called El Rufai. He has declared his assets. He is worth 90 billion. This is the man that said that Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala should come and account. So our question to him is a simple one. How did you acquire 90 billion naira worth of assets? And because of your wickedness, because I will go on to tell you what this man said, these evil people, what he said. He tweeted once, this corrupt El Rufai, he said, is it true that as the minister of Federal Capital Territory, you took land allocation belonging to people and gave it to your family? He said yes. He is the one telling Okonjo-Iweala to account. So we want El Rufai, his name is Nasser Ahmad El Rufai, to please tell us how much you made from the land grab in Abuja that you made on behalf of your family. And as you're doing that, I'm pointing you to the fact that Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala released detailed expenditure of her ministry. We want you to do the same when you were at the Federal Capital Territory of Abuja for the zoo. Do you see that your wickedness and your evil is the reason why your children keep dying? And because of this man, El Rufai, other governors are now saying they won't declare their assets. You are looking at a country, so-called, built by the British, designed for fraud, to cheat and criminality. And to cover up, it's not just to cover, there is this brazen attitude of, I can steal any amount I like. What can you do to me? You have people they call soldiers anywhere in the world. The army is meant to go to war, to fight, to defend a country. But in this case, these people are using the same army to be intimidating people. Telling you about we need to be one. Oh my goodness me. Goodness me. Governors are now refusing to declare their assets. El Rufai stole land from people in Abuja. His net worth is 90 billion naira. And there is an Igbo man that died, the man that owns Bolingo Hotel in Abuja. He died because El Rufai asked him for money. He said no. El Rufai said, I want the piece of land where your hotel is. This man flew to go and beg. You know, it's an Igbo man now. We are beggars. He flew to Yoruba land to go and beg Baba Obasanjo to help him not to demolish his hotel that he worked hard for. On his way back, he died in a plane crash. The only reason why Joseph Igwe died was because he was going to see Obasanjo because of what El Rufai wanted to do to him. Is it not funny? After a few years, El Rufai's son died in a car crash. You see, some people need to understand that what goes around comes around. This man is a thief and a criminal extraordinaire. He's a land grabber in Abuja, El Rufai. The one calling for Okonjo-Iweala. I think he's the Kaduna State governor, whatever rubbish it is. A blatant thief. The people he's controlling, the Almajiri on the ground, they are there drinking tea at night. His own children are studying abroad with stolen money. You know, it is the hypocrisy of an average baboon in the zoo called Nigeria that I find astonishing. Your children are studying abroad. Why don't you use that money to improve the lives of all these Almajiri? You're stealing for them. You say, oh, the North is our turn. All that money that few of you are making, where is it going? Abroad. Foreign bank account. Their children are having fun. Some of them in 5-star hotels in Dubai for 4 years studying. Their hotel room is a 5-star hotel in Dubai. Whereas if you come to Ugrawasa, the Mohammedan Emirates of the North, river blindness, elephantiasis, they are going blind, they are beggars, they are the poorest. These people who are poor, ordinary Awasa people, cannot rise up and say, all of you taking money on our behalf, where is that money? No, they can't do it. Because they will say, oh, Rankadede, Nyamiri want to come here, oh, don't allow Nyamiri. Okay, Rankadede. They idiots. Same man on the Awasa. And this man is the person having the temerity to question Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. I told him yesterday, if you love yourselves, please don't mention Okonjo-Iweala, Desiane Madueke, and Stella Odua. Because the same treatment Oshimolowe, the importer of little girls from all over Africa, will happen this night is El Rufai. Before that was one obscure, irrelevant lawyer in Lagos. If you mention any of their names, will come here and clean you up. I'm telling you. This evening is El Rufai. You lost your 2 daughters, you lost your son. Do you know why? The properties of people you are demolishing in Abuja. The same way that the Malaysian airline went missing and was shut down because of what they were doing to Biafran people. You don't know who we are, do you? Buhari is about to find out. Buhari is the person. Of course, he will be there when Biafra will come. Or he will die off before then. But he will be the last president of the zoo containing Biafra land. That I can tell you categorically. Let's continue. Let us continue our work. Governors having refused to declare their assets. Everybody is a thief. Nobody wants to know where they have stolen their money from. Our brother died because he was trying to stop his hotel from being a prime big hotel, Bolingo Hotels. On the way back, he died. Who killed him? El Rufai. It wasn't long after, how many days in between, his own son died as well in a car crash. So as the Igwe family is mourning, he's now also mourning as well, if at all he has conscience. No regrets over Abuja demolitions, El Rufai. No regrets. Wicked man and wicked soul. Not just being wicked, as a typical black wicked soul, he was also making money out of it. A lot of money. A lot. He will see your building, he say, I'm going to do it. You bring billions to him. This man went to look at what have done to us. You suffer all your life to make something of yourself that an Hausa person cannot do. He was running to go and beg a Yoruba man, please now, Baba, this one Nigeria, please help me. They want to destroy my hotel. On his way back, he died. But El Rufai is today, I think he's the governor of Kaduna State, if I'm not mistaken. They're having fun. This idiot had the temerity to open his useless mouth to mention Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. I told him, if you come here, we'll clean you up. Very, very dirty. Calabar Seaport. Some of you may not understand what is happening. Do you know that Calabar Seaport, the chairman that oversees everything to do with Ports Authority, is also an Awasa man? Alhaji Salisu Lamido Sanusi Ado Bayero. Everywhere now is Awasa Fulani. Everywhere. And Jonathan, as stupid as you are, I hope you're seeing all of these things. Awasa don't give a damn what you think. They place their people everywhere. They see fit. What are you going to what will you do about it? What are you going to do about it is the question. 3 years after the first daughter's death, former Federal Capital Territory Minister Nasser El-Rufai, the thief, the land-grabbing thief of Abuja, lost his son. It's not a good thing for people to lose their family members. But we are bringing it to his knowledge to tell him that the same way he wrecked the lives of people, so is his own being wrecked as well. He must understand that very well. The law of karma and retributive justice always comes visiting all the time. The zoo stock market today lost 237 billion. Why they have stock market, I don't know. When I look at the FTSE 100 or the NASDAQ index or the Dow Jones Industrial in New York or maybe the CAC 40 in France, the 40 biggest companies, or the DAX index in Frankfurt in Germany. I see stocks of companies being quoted. I see stocks of big companies, BMW, Mercedes, Siemens, all this being quoted in German stock exchange. You go to Dow Jones Industrial Average, you will see the likes of Microsoft, the big heavy. In fact, maybe the NASDAQ, I don't know. You see the big boys, Coca-Cola, the big people they used to quote. Now, the zoo called Nigeria, they have a stock exchange, and I'm asking, which companies are you quoting there then? No, because off the top of my head, even Tokyo market, what's it called again? It's called the Nikkei. Is it Nikkei 500 or is it 1000? I don't know what the index is called. The Nikkei is called over there. At least you can talk about Toyota, you talk about Sony, you talk about Toshiba, you talk about Yamaha, you talk about the big Kawasaki, the big players. You can understand. Yeah, that's the Nikkei index in Tokyo. Now, my question again is, you have a stock exchange in Lagos, the dirtiest city in the world, where you get to the front of your office, somebody will come, man will come and carry you at the back because of flooding to carry you into the office. Which companies are you quoting? Please enlighten me. Which companies, I ask you, are you quoting in Lagos Stock Exchange? Maybe it's a Dangote, isn't it? Monopoly. They have lost 237 billion lunatics. Because a white man is doing it. Why don't we do it? Champions League, AU, everything they see, they copy. And they make a hash of it. This UG, black everywhere. Now, there is a television station called... Is it Transcontinental or whatever it's called? TV Continental, TVC. You know the Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They're distributing 100 satellite decoders. 100,000 satellite decoders for free. Do you know who is carrying the news? The news is being carried by Nation newspaper. And who owns Nation newspaper? The same man, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Bola Ahmed Tinubu owns Nation newspaper. He owns TV Continental, TVC, the cable news people. He owns First Nation Airline. He owns the Chinese hotel, the Twin Hotel that you see before you get to Lekki Gate. If you're traveling to Lekki, to Ajah, on the left-hand side, opposite ShopRite in Lekki, who owns it? The same man, Timumbu. He has accounts, 15 of them all over the world, stashed with foreign currency, hard currency. He's a national leader. Nobody can ask him, where did you get the money to float Nation newspaper? Where did you get the money to fund a TV station of that magnitude? Of course, for Radio Biafra, IPOB all over the world contribute to it. For our TV, they're also doing the same thing. So I can't understand for the life of me, who gave you the money to do all these things? Did you have TV before you went into office? The answer is no. Where did you get the money then? Are you following my drift? He is using his newspaper to promote his television station. And the money that went into all of these things were all stolen. And this idiot, his paper, nation paper, and also will have the temerity to ask Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, where is your account? She's published it. Now, Tinubu, can you give us your account as the Lagos State governor? And when we say these things, they say we are causing confusion, we are bringing propaganda. Oh, Nigeria is going to fall. If we leave them, they are causing damage. They are winning over the hearts of our young people. Of course, we are winning it over because we are telling them the truth. Ezioku Chineke. We are live and direct, and we are presenting to you this very evening our news headlines. Very shortly, we go into the news in detail, and then we take your calls. We must take your calls this evening. We need to take your calls. He is called Osibajo. He has traveled to Maiduguri. They say it is IDP camp or whatever it's called, to go and see them. It is called IDP, not refugees. Isn't it funny? So if by the time during the war you said that the zoo was fighting a civil war, so how come that the refugee camps then were called refugee camps and your own is called IDP? I mean, I'm not talking about camps that sustain Biafrans outside Biafra land. I'm talking about inside Biafra land. So how come all of a sudden your own is IDP and our own was refugee camps? That tells you all you need to know. All you need to know. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and we are direct, and Chukwukika Biama in heaven is of course presiding over our proceedings here on earth. Wherever you are, we welcome you. Tell the people around you. Tell everybody. This is the most talked about radio station now, isn't it? In the whole world. Is that not correct? Yes, I think so. Radio Biafra is currently the most talked about radio station in the whole world. And Prophet Nwoko was right. He said in his vision in 2010, he said, in my vision, I can see Radio Biafra surpassing every other media outfit in the world. But I don't know why you people are struggling. He was right. Today, Radio Biafra is the most talked about radio station in the whole world. I said in the whole planet. Radio Biafra is a discipline people study at a particular university in Buenos Aires in Argentina. Right now, professors are listening. Professors of physics, economics, of political science, name it, they are listening right now. It's a discipline they have to write on. People are understanding Africa better and the stupidity inherent in it through the work of Radio Biafra. And Africans are changing overnight. People are beginning to see the light. Okay, is this? I said, of course it is. This is how you should behave. Like a human being, not like a baboon or a monkey. Petrol is selling at 500 naira per liter in Anambra. I'm not surprised. With Boko Haram coming, everything is going up. Every price has gone up. So 500 per liter. One Nigeria. And oil is coming from Aguleri. Amazing stuff, isn't it? And those in Sokoto, they are buying it at 87 naira per liter. Those that the oil is coming from their land, 500 naira per liter. One Nigeria. When you say that such a thing is wrong, you are labeled a terrorist. A terrorist is calling you a terrorist. You are the one killing my people. You have killed somebody in your own village. You are calling me. I mean, can you imagine that? I'm very happy that the world is listening. Ozioma Chineke. Here we spread the gospel of heaven. It's only Owerri that is under satanic spell as we speak. And we must break it. We will break it in Owerri. Owerri is trying to be Biafra's caliphate. It's not possible. We'll break it. Let's continue. Let us continue our work. What is it about EFCC again today? What is their problem? The trial of the former Wema Bank PLC or Lakpade Muhammad, always criminals, fraud, Kataka fraud, big heavy duty fraud. That is what they specialize in. How much did they steal? 2 billion. 2 billion. Yoruba Awasa. And it's not rubbish. Ubula awarded a contract of 100 million. That say AFCC seized. If you want to, I say Giria Wagiri and Kebaraba, one go Ria Wagile Manyaza. Don't eat rubbish money, 100 million. AFCC was dragging because they're upset. That he's a fool. Instead of him to take billions, he's taking only millions. Yoruba fraud, 2 billion. When I say it, they say I'm bringing division. Did you not steal money? Ndoshi. We are dividing which nation? I asked them, did you go to school? They said yes. I said, go and check the dictionary meaning of the word nation. Then you come back and think about your life in the zoo and tell me if it's a nation or not. All of a sudden, Yoruba will regret voting for Buhari. No longer Nigerians will regret voting for Buhari. It's now Yoruba. But these are those things about one Nigeria. This is our nation together. The same old Yoruba fool will stand up and say, oh, Yoruba will regret voting for Buhari. But before you said you were in one Nigeria, you're a Nigerian. All of a sudden you're now Yoruba. Hypocrisy. Blame Jonathan for Adegboshela's inability to pay salaries. What an utter garbage and mess that is. That is an errant nonsense. Pure garbage. Pure nonsense. Pure nonsense. Pure nonsense. David Cameron is an Islamic lover. He loves ISIS. It's part of the agenda. Mrs. Clinton, let's reduce world population through sponsorship of wars and destruction. If you don't want to die, like the people in Sierra Leone, as the fastest growing population in the world, you bring in HIV and Ebola. See if you can control them. All man-made diseases. All man-made. The zoo said they have lost 59.6 billion naira to pipeline vandalism. And I love a comment somebody made at the bottom. The person said, you may have lost 59.6 billion to pipeline vandalism, and we have lost nearly $89 million to NNPC through fraud. So write about that as well. And I loved it and I liked it very much because what they were saying made so much sense to me. It made so much sense to me. Everywhere is fraud in the zoo. Everywhere is fraud in the zoo. Buhari orders agency to end corruption to Hajj operations. Do you know that Hausa people are committing fraud? They say they're going to Mecca, that they are holy. Do you know they're stealing? Oh, you don't know? Okay. Alakoba, Ndiokwandioshi is here now, live and Buhari is telling them stop stealing. He's a thief himself. So he's telling them, please stop stealing. The world is watching. Do you know that as many Hausa people as possible can go on Hajj every year? And some of you don't know who is paying for it. Do you know who pays for the Hajj that they go to? Oh, you don't know? Okay. It's the federal government of Nigeria. The zoo pay for Hausa to go and become Al-Hajj. Where is the money coming from Biafra land? I remember my mom once saying, oh, she too wants to go to Israel on pilgrimage. They said, oh, there is no money. There is no money for her to go on pilgrimage. But there is money for Al-Majri every year. Thousands upon tens of thousands. On Biafran oil money, they go on pilgrimage. And as they're flying overhead to go on pilgrimage, you see our people, we are in the desert trekking to Libya to see if we can get into Europe. To send money to our families because they are dying. Is that good? Is that good, I'm asking you? Of course it's not. Let's continue to bring you our news in greater detail. This is Radio Biafra. We've just been presenting our news headlines, including our analysis, of course. We do news here like no other. News not nonsense, circumstances beyond my control. Here you will understand what is being written. Let us proceed, because I'm not happy this evening. This family is dead. They don't hear, they don't listen. We told them if you don't come back, they will kill you. He said, no, I'm not sure. Let me stay here. Angoreka is happy at the local Alamajiri school. Now they are dead. Another one, Nigeria husband and wife killed. Where did they kill them? In Buhari's hometown. Then, how come Buhari is telling the world about IPOB that we are fermenting trouble, we are causing trouble, when you are actually involved in killing people? Biafrans have been killed in Katsina. Can you tell me any Hausa person killed in Bayelsa, in Rivers, in Akwa Ibom, in Cross River? Any Hausa person killed in Imo, in Abia? in Ebonyi, in Anambra, in Imo? Anyone killed in Delta? The answer is no. Then why are you killing people in Katsina? I'm asking the terrorist himself, Buhari. Why? This is your hometown. You claim, oh, we are in Nigeria, so peace, peace. Information available to 247ureports.com indicates that on the eve of June 29, 2015, an Igbo business, only 3 days ago, an Igbo businessman, Chijioke Ngwu Obodo, a native of Nkanu local government area of Enugu State, if you know this man, please let us know, was gruesomely murdered along with his wife in Katsina by gunmen suspected to be Boko Haram Fulani headsmen. The couple were killed in the presence of their children. Callous and wicked people. I hope the world is listening. Not when I talk about Biafra, people don't understand what we are doing. We say that these are savages. People don't know our stuff. They are not human beings, for goodness sake. These people are not human. I'm asking you now, all over the world, I'm going to tweet this message this night. And of course, some of you who are hardcore, that's how you know. We are going to tweet this message to the world. We want the world to ask Buhari, what did this family do wrong? And by the way, can you tell the world how many Awasa Fulani families are being killed in Biafra land? The answer is 0. Nobody's killing them. Because we are not killers. A human being is called mad, which means the beauty of life. Mankendo, the beauty of life. We don't take life, we just don't. We value life. So stop, don't allow Awasa to be feeding you garbage. IPOB are out for war. They want to start you are the ones committing genocide. You are the people committing genocide. True or false? I'm asking you. Mad people. They have killed this family. The Obodo, Chijioke Ngwu Obodo, a native of Nkanu. Oh my goodness me. They killed them in front of their children. They, as usual, the Igbo community in Katsina have been thrown into deep mourning and fear. As a result, everywhere Igbos are dying in fear of their lives. In Yoruba land, they are knocking down their shops. When I say these things, they say I'm whipping up tribal sentiment. I don't know. Is it not true? Did you not go to Ladipo to knock down shops in Ladipo without informing them? Are you not killing us now in Katsina? When I say it, they say I'm whipping up sentiment. Are these things not facts? Anyway, I don't blame you. When you were in school, you were on strike for 3.5 years. I don't blame you. Igbo people are now cowering. They are running away from their businesses. They are in fear of their lives. Nobody is protecting them. The killing of Obodo and the wife appears to be one in a series of targeted attacks on the Igbo population living in Katsina. Statistics show attacks on the Igbo both in the north and in the southwest has increased since after the 2015 general election, largely because they were said to have not supported President Muhammadu Buhari at the polls. If you don't support Buhari, they kill you. Look at the traditional rulers in Imo State, including people as eminent as Eze Desmond Ogogo. Have I said anything bad about him? The answer is no. If people they say, oh, I don't have respect, they don't have respect for elders. Have you not heard me on Radio Biafra praise Eze Njemanze and the family of Njemanze of Owerri? You know, people, they black in this UG, they only hear what they want to hear. They never listen out for everything. Just those things they want to hear is all they want to hear. Nothing more, nothing less. Very sad indeed. Igbo people are in fear of their lives all over the place. Awasa Fulani people are killing us, the world must know. I have proof. I want you to ask Awasa people this evening, bring out one single proof of somebody killed by Biafrans. The answer is nobody. But I can give you a name, the man and the wife killed in front of the children. I can give you the name of the village. You can go and ask them if you want. In Lagos, we are running. In Katsina, we are running. Everywhere, Igbo people are praying. And they have brought Boko Haram to us to hunt us down even more. And as Boko Haram is pursuing you, the Zoo Army and Zoo Police are looking for IPOB. Can you believe such nonsense? Please stay calm. The world is watching and listening. Buhari will give us the excuse to go to war. You know, the Awasa, they will take the bait. They can't endure it. You know, they will lash out. They are baboons and monkeys. And then the world will say to them, but they did you nothing. Why are you attacking them? Then we meet them wherever they want us to meet them. It will be over for them. Because anywhere they go, the world will say to them, but you attacked them first. They didn't do anything to you. So, because they were broadcasting seditious material, they said, and so what? Did they attack you? You attacked them first. So go behind me, Alamajiri. I don't know who you are. Don't worry. We'll be goading them until they strike, because they must, or else the zoo will fall. They know that very well. And then, we must continue. The family is dead. Do I feel sorry for them? No. No, of course I don't. I don't. It's a shame for the children because no father, no mother. And then they have to come back to the village. Maybe the uncle at the village would have taken everything belonging to the dad. You know, that's what they do these days. Somebody's in the village taking everything. That's it now. I feel sorry for these very people. Very, very sad indeed. Very, very sad. Let us continue to bring you news about your pedophile, zoological head of state and terrorist extraordinaire. A very massive terrorist, Buhari himself. They said he was he brought change, and then what became of the change? Nobody knows. Nobody knows what became of his change. Can people ask him, please, what became of the change he was talking about? Do you know that the International Monetary Fund is now saying that the growth in the zoo, economic growth, will slow to 4.8%? The zoo is finished. The zoo is absolutely finished. Absolutely finished. Absolutely finished. People are now saying that the Nigerian Stock Exchange hits its 2015 peak at 35,728 on, when was that? Let us see. Our system is not doing us any favors this evening. We are back once again, and we must continue. The whole world now is lamenting on the state of affairs of the zoo and what the terrorist is or is not doing. Our system is freezing up, is packing up. I don't know what's wrong with it. It is not allowing us to proceed as we should. Is here now. The zoo president, is there a president? The terrorist and pedophile. Muhammad is a pedophile because he raped a 9-year-old girl. Rather than standing there or sitting down there and folding your hands saying he shouldn't have said that, ask him, did you rape a 9-year-old girl? And he will tell you. The pedophile and terrorist, Muhammad Buhari, took office a month ago on a wave of hope that he would quickly deal with a deepening economic crisis and an Islamist insurgency in the north. So far, he hasn't met those expectations. Why? Because Obama and Cameron put him there. You see, it's quite astonishing. I've been speaking to some journalists in Europe. Heavyweight journalists. They're saying, but Jonathan was not doing anything. We felt that Buhari would do something. And I said to him, do you know that Buhari is the chief sponsor of Boko Haram? Do you know he's actually the person that got Boko Haram going in the first place? They said, how do you know? I said, you're a white man. You figured it out. If I do not win the election, I will make the country ungovernable. What does that mean in simple English? You are the white man. You tell me. When Boko Haram nominated Buhari as their chief negotiator, what do you think that was all about? It is here. While Africa's biggest oil producer, Biafra is Africa's biggest oil producer, not the entire zoo. There is no oil anywhere in the Mohammedan Emirates of the North. What they have is housefly and sand. Naija. They have nothing. When people say it's the largest producer, no, they are not. It is the British. The British wanted to lock people together in bondage and slavery so they can be thieving the oil without paying for it. That's all. Because Britain, Britain, they don't produce anything. Britain relies on stealing money from people who are less fortunate. That's what they do. What do they manufacture? Do they have car companies? What do they have? Apart from a few progress in biotechnology. Please name one world-renowned industry that they possess. Is it not even in defense? Weapons. Where? No, please tell me. So Britain is now living on scavenging for money from their former colonies. That's what they do. Wherever they put trouble, there is trouble that they just hoover up the money and they run away. That's what they do now. No, what do they produce in England? Please tell me. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. This is Radio Biafra. They voted in Buhari. Buhari has acknowledged the crisis, saying last month that his government is facing severe financial strain with a treasury that is virtually empty. But they came back to say to him it was not empty, you Al-Majri. There were billions, at least 39 billion left for you dollars. Changi. I'm a miracle worker. Don't you know that the price of petrol, of crude oil is falling all over the world? That is what happens when you put an Hausa man in charge. I've asked you before, which country of the world is an Hausa man in charge and they're progressing? The answer is none. Zero. Zilch. Absolutely. Isn't it funny that it's only a Biafran woman who could account for her tenure in office? Okonjo-Iweala. Isn't it very, very ironic? Which other person has been able to do what Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala did? The answer is nobody. Instead, Buhari is busy imposing the sister on everybody. Very sad indeed. As the INEC, that means the Hausa people will win the next election now. If an Hausa woman is the INEC chairman, that means they are going to win. They must win. It's their duty to win, and they will do so. Because that is what happens in the zoo. You go and bring in your sister or your cousin. Eventually, you win. Eventually, you win. We are live and we are direct, and this is Radio Biafra. I don't know if our systems are encountering a very severe attack this very evening, but I can tell you categorically that we are having some slight difficulties pulling up the news thread that we have to run as smoothly as it should run, because these things should be happening automatically, but for some reason it is not doing so. It is not doing so. But we can bring to you today that the same Buhari, he did not only install the system, he has sacked the Director General of the Department of State Security Service, Eta Ekpenyong, and replaced him with, wait for it, Lawal Daura. Lawal Daura. And Daura is the name of his village. So that means this Lawal Daura must come from his village. Replaced him with his own brother. So, because he is interested in security of his own area. These are the things that people do not know. I hope that Jonathan is listening. He replaced this man with his own brother. The same thing that he did with his own sister as well, because he replaced Atahiru Jega resigned. Is it his end of tenure or whatever garbage it is? And all of a sudden has been replaced by somebody. And what is the name of the person? I will tell you. The appointment of Mrs. Amina Zakari as acting chairman of INEC is a reward for her highly partisan loyalty in the presidential election. While serving as INEC National Electoral Commissioner, I was everywhere. They wanted their people to win, the same Alamajiri, and they won. Zakari, listen very carefully, is a daughter of the Emir of Kazaure, Alhaji Najib Adamu of Jigawa State, who is a blood relation of the Buhari of Daura in Katsina State. They run a feudal, it's like feudal Europe, bloodline. If you're the prince of maybe of Florence, you marry out your daughters and your sisters, and appointment is by blood connection. These are Democrats, in this our democratic dispensation. The sister is in charge here, and the man from his village, Lawal Daura, is from Daura town, from Daura village, where he comes. He's surrounding, not with her only, with his own blood relatives, and he's meant to be a Democrat. And then he will send people to go to Enugu and be looking for IPOB, who to shoot, who to give money to betray where Nnamdi Kanu is. Mad people in the area. Our men are under oath. You betray and you die. Very simple. Now the fools can see why we took oath from the area. They thought that Biafra freedom fighting is just you jump up and down and then you disappear. No. If you are thinking of long term, you must take care of saboteurs as you're going through strategic planning. And that's what we did. Oath, you must take an oath. You think it's nothing? Wait until you read it. Then you will know how serious we are. The sister is there. The brother from his village is also there. Welcome to the damnable zoological republic. We are live and we are direct. The federal government of the United States and the Gulf Coast states have reached a tentative deal with the British oil company BP for it to pay about $18.7 billion, the largest environmental settlement in American history, to compensate for damages from the 2010 Deepwater Horizon oil spill, federal, state, and company officials said on Thursday. But how about the decimation in Biafra land? They are suing Shell for $1 billion. 1 billion. 1 billion naira. 1 billion naira is how much? 200, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About $5 million. Hey, yeah. $5 million. And Shell said they won't pay. Why? Because it's black African people. When I tell you that blacks are stupid, this is exactly what I mean. But in America, a country of white people presented over by a black man, they are getting $18.7 billion. But in the zoo, nothing now. They will go and do fishing and trade with Yoruba women from Ondo and forget their senses, forget where they come from. I'm from Niger Delta. From Niger Delta. Now go and get the compensation. Let me see now. Niger Delta compensation. Lunatics. Let's continue. Fuel queues, that's a scarcity, is once again building up everywhere. Because on Tuesday, the queue is now growing longer in Abuja and in Lagos and other states. Motorists queued up for hours at fuel stations in the past 2 days before they were served. Why is it happening? As I said before, and I'll keep saying, the world must understand that the fundamental currency or language of transaction in the zoo is corruption. People must understand that Buhari is more corrupt than any other person that's ever held the office, apart from Babangida. These are the things that I don't know if white people, Europeans, David Cameron, they know these things or not. I don't know if they actually ask the ambassador. Of course, everybody wants to be an ambassador to the zoo. Because if you go there, they give you your own oil block. By the time you go there as a poor man, you come out as a millionaire. Because they don't want you to file accurate reports back to your country. The American ambassador is there now. They are seeing all these things happening. Ask them to write to the State Department in America saying, this is our observation, and they won't do it. Never. Why do you have fuel scarcity? Because some people decided to refine oil outside and make a killing on top of it. Amazing. Amazing stuff. That is why there is no oil, but they have refineries and none of those are functioning, unfortunately, because they made it so. Our people deliberately locked the refineries and then built their own in Equatorial Guinea, in Ivory Coast, and everywhere else. And they claim they love Nigeria. You know, this is what I want the young people to understand, especially from Hausa Fulani people, the youth in Hausa Fulani land. Babangida, Atiku Abubakar, they say they love you. Dangote, Abacha, them, all of it. Yeah, we love you, yes? First of all, ask them, where are your children? Where are they schooling? Are they driving cattle? The answer is no. Now, let's pack that to one side. Ask them, if you love me so much, as you claim you love Nigeria so much, do you know that employment is a key thing, a key necessity for any economy to thrive, with its good health and tax and everything? Fine. Then why are you taking jobs away by going to relocate refineries outside the zoo? Not that there are no refineries already in the zoo, there are, but why did you lock them down? Then they will answer you. When I say these things, they say we are being divisive. We are being inflammatory. Don't you have refineries in the zoo? The answer is yes. Why is it not working? It's not working because Babangida wants to import his own refineries in Ivory Coast. He wants his own refinery to be refining oil. And do you know the funniest thing? When they refine and bring back the oil, you pay them for bringing it in. It's called subsidy. That's the meaning of subsidy now. 2 billion every day. There is called primitive accumulation. Black people from Africa, they are never satisfied. They keep like Tinubu. You know, the more uglier they are, the worse they are at accumulating. They are just they are the ones that love to steal, to accumulate wealth, to keep stealing. They keep stealing every day. They are never ever satisfied. Never satisfied. Primitive accumulation. Black people. The United States of America rejected attempts made by its Middle East allies to fly heavy weapons directly to Kurdish fighters fighting ISIS in Iraq. Some of America's closest associates have slammed Barack Obama and David Cameron, suggesting they are not showing leadership over the ISIS threat. How can they? Obama is a member of ISIS. How can he show interest? I don't know if people are foolish or what. I don't know the deal they cut with Islam. Britain and Islam, Obama and this. Only heaven knows. I don't know. You would have thought that America would do something about the beheadings and everything that is happening. That is why I say I love George Bush. This thing wouldn't happen. I'm telling you, Bush will send B-52 bombers to carpet bomb everywhere. All of a sudden, Obama is just watching. He's strategizing until he leaves office. And then he will come out and they'll make him a director of ISIS somewhere. Very sad indeed. People are now complaining. It is becoming very clear to the whole world that Obama and David Cameron, that they have a deal with Islam, which they are seeking to. When I say this, people will say, oh, and he's a black man, an African, but what does he know? But it's here now, very clear. It is, who wrote this news? It is written by, in fact, it's the Express newspaper in the UK here that carried it. For your information. Because we blog, we don't write. If we write, you won't believe us. So we blog and report what people are telling us. They have claimed that they have no choice other than to go it alone. This is Saudi Arabia saying we will supply the weapons alone, with officials seeking new ways to battle ISIS without America's approval. America wants ISIS to keep spreading. That is the policy of the Democrats, of Hillary Clinton and Obama, to kill as many people as possible, to Islamize the whole world. These people are secret Muslims. Obama's zone is open, not secret anymore. It's out in the open. Out in the open. Very sad indeed. White Americans are just waiting for him to just hurry up and get away so they can fumigate the White House and put a proper white man in there. This is Radio Biafra. El-Rufai declares 90 billion naira asset. This is the man that had the temerity to question Ngozo Konji-Iweala. Governor, he's from Kaduna, of course, he's Kaduna State. Governor Nasser El-Rufai of Kaduna State has declared his assets. He is worth 90 billion naira. The governor's assets declaration came as a big shock to most Kaduna residents yesterday, as he allegedly declared ownership of 40 mansions in Abuja only. 40. He was these are people that, thieves from Africa. These are proper armed robbers. They go, you see them with their siren and escort. We are the political leaders. You don't know that these are mercenaries. These are proper thieves. He was the Federal Capital Territory, which means he was looking after Abuja. At the time he finished, he had 40 mansions. My goodness me. 40 mansions. And his net worth is 90 billion. He's a human being, a baboon from the zoo called Nigeria. And that is what they want you to believe all over the world. This is what they want you to hear all over the world. He came back again to say, I am dismayed that the newspaper published how much I have. He has now issued his legal team with instructions to enforce his right and his reputation. But when you were damaging the reputation of Ngozo Konji-Iweala, I didn't know. There's something called reputation. You can't have it both ways. I was a Fulani. You are killing us in your land. We say we want to be free. You say we cannot be free. That we are the ones looking for trouble. So you want us to fold our hands as you're killing us every blessed day because Britain supports you and America, Obama. Because Obama and Cameron are in support of you. No, we can't do that. We must let the world know what is happening. Rufai is complaining, how come they know how much I am worth? And other governors, as a result, have refused to declare their assets. These are people that, remember the change. Change. We want to change. Clean up corruption. Then you, Mr. Governor, how come you've not declared your assets, how much you had, or how much you made before coming to office? The answer is no. They won't tell you. And they came for change indeed. When I was telling them all this change nonsense is rubbish, you won't listen, will you? Black in this UG. The Code of Conduct Bureau on Thursday expressed worry over the delay by some state governors to declare their assets 1 month after assuming office because they are all thieves. As I told you, every politician in the zoo is a criminal. The chairman of CCB, Mr. Sam Saba, expressed concern in an interview with the news agency of the zoo in Abuja. He, however, said that the Bureau had no problem with members of the National Assembly over assets declaration. He added, let me say that we really don't have problem with members of the National Assembly as far as assets declaration is concerned. Also, the terrorist and pedophile and the vice president declared their assets before they took oath of office in compliance with Schedule 7 of the... But how much are they worth? They won't tell you. So why declare the assets if they won't tell people? Of course, black in this UG, black people, That is the way they behave. That is the way we are treating a special case this evening, that of the Kaduna State, the current incumbent Kaduna State Governor, Nasser Ahmad El-Rufai, former Federal Capital Territory Minister, overlord, a staunch criminal, a land-grabbing thief that took land from people and gave to his family. Ask him if I'm lying. Now, he tweeted also. This man, when was the date he tweeted? He tweeted on 10th of August 2012 at 6:54 a.m. His own Twitter, because as I told you, I judge people by what they say. By what you say, I judge you. They said, somebody asked him, the name at Musty Shelpidi, asked him, is it true that as Minister for Federal Capital Territory, you revoked plots and reallocated it to your family members? 8 plots out of 27,000. He said, I approved. Yes, I stole 8 plots out of 27,000, which is a lie, of course. But he agreed that he took land from people. His own words, though, I have it here. In fact, I will retweet it later. And this is the one pointing accusing finger at Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. I told them by the time I finish with you, if you hear the name Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, you'll be running. Don't touch it. I don't mind what you do with Biafran men, because they are useless. Not Biafran men, of course, Igbo men. You can do whatever you like, or Niger Delta men, if you like. But you see those 3 ladies, don't touch them. And now, Wike is added to it. But if he misbehaves, he will be in the list. Also, Willie Obiano is part of it as well. But if he misbehaves, we'll discard him. There are the only 5 people we are interested in. The rest can go to hell. Let's continue. This is Radio Biafra. Willie Obiano, because we fought for him. We put him into power. So he must understand that very well. We defeated APC. We told Biafrans, IPOB, call your family members in Anambra. Tell them never to go close to APC. They were comprehensively defeated. When we go to battle, we win. Every time we win. The death of Chief Joseph Igwe, the chairman of Bolingo Hotel in Abuja, and a double chief from Oboduku in Idato, Imo State, portended more than a single tragedy in one way than one. Wrong English anyway. Before the plane crashed, Igwe had been engaged in fierce battle to save the multi-million naira Bolingo Hotel from demolition by El-Rufai. Are you listening? By Friday, October 21, when Igwe traveled to Lagos en route to Ota, which is the farm that belonged to the Nation One Nigeria, which is now Basanjo's private garden or private farm, with 2 other directors of the hospitality outfit to see the then president Olusegun Obasanjo to mount what was considered the final lobby to save the hotel, he had barely, oh my God, he had only 6 days to the expiry of the time that El-Rufai gave him. The hotel is a very beautiful, large hotel, Bolingo Hotel. This man wanted to demolish it because he's an Igbo man. Nobody will ask after him. And on his way back from Ota Farm, the plane crashed and he died. So El-Rufai killed him. Let's continue. This is a man questioning Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Stupid people. They don't know who we are. We said, if you mention them, you are in trouble. What did this man say after the death of these people, after the anguish and the pain he caused families in Abuja, after stealing their land and became a multi-billionaire, that today he's declaring assets worth 90 billion. People must bear with us this evening, please, because we are dealing with a very special case. Former Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Malam Nasser El-Rufai, has said he has no regrets whatsoever for the buildings he demolished in the city during his tenure as minister, which left many families stranded and unable to regain their balance. No money given to them to date. He actually wrote it in his book. My goodness me. My goodness, these people are so evil. He wrote it down in a book. I am proud of demolishing everything I demolished. He never said I'm proud of the death of Chief Igwe of Bolingo Hotels, who went to lobby Obasanjo to stop this man from demolishing his hotel. On his way back, he died. And people are telling me about One Nigeria, a place replete with evil, a cauldron of evil. Cauldron of evil. where if you see young men, they're afraid of the truth. And I'm saying to them, if at the early 20s, early 30s, early 40s, you are afraid of speaking the truth, when are you going to speak the truth in your life? Because somebody, a grown-up man, afraid to speak the truth. My goodness me. You may be, I don't want to go through this in too much detail. Please. They said that they were dredging Calabar Seaport. It doesn't need dredging. That was where the white man came before. Calabar was the capital of the zoo. Calabar was the capital of Nigeria, for information. For those who don't know, before we moved to Lagos. Should have been Calabar. And that is why they said Nnamdi Kanu played a role in it, but I don't know. I am yet to investigate that very thoroughly. Calabar Seaport is very strategic to the economic development. Well, everybody knows it's important, but do you know who is in charge of the Calabar? Let me read out his name for you. What is it, please? Let me give you his name. The new person who will decide if Calabar Seaport should work or not, because now it's only Dangote that can use it, and I was a man. Wait for it. The new appointment, another Awasa Folani, Alhaji Sanusi Lamido Ado Bayero, is the managing director of Nigerian Ports Authority, but he's supposed to be an emir, a traditional ruler. I don't know if you have seen a traditional ruler anywhere in Europe or any part of the world who is a prince and also the managing director of something. Look at Prince Charles, for instance. Is it a managing director of any British company? The answer is no. He can promote British trade, which is very, very good thing. But this one is the emir. You know, that's what I said about primitive. Anyway, they keep marrying new wives all the time. I think it's on the 10th one now. So they need money to be coming in all the time, isn't it? You are the emir of Kano, traditional ruler. You are also the managing director of Nigeria Ports Authority. The same person. Oh, dear me. Only in the damnable zoological republic. Everything is now Awasa Fulani. One Nigeria indeed. Former minister, let me read it out. I don't want to dwell on this, please. It's just to tell El Rufai that wickedness is not good. Former FCT minister, Federal Capital Territory Minister Nasser El Rufai lost his son 3 years after losing his first daughter as well. I'm not going to go into details. I don't want to dwell on it. But it's to tell him that what goes around comes around. You being wicked to people and Chief Igwe dying, you're also bearing your own. That's how this life is. Don't talk about Okonjo Iweala. We won't talk about you. Simple as that. If you respect yourself, if your name doesn't come to us as talking about Desiane Madueke, Okonjo Iweala, or Stella Odua, then you're safe. If you talk about them, then you're asking for trouble. You'll be shredded. I'm sure he's regretting tonight ever mentioning the woman's name. And I'm not finished. Tomorrow we'll continue with you. Tomorrow, because we need to set a very good example with some of these idiots in the zoo. Delay by the terrorists and pedophile Muhammadu Buhari to name ministers and other officials who will give a clear policy direction of the economy 1 month after inauguration of his administration has cost investors of the zoo stock market about 237 billion. This man, dilly-dallying without appointing any ministers, things, drifting as if we are in a caliphate. In a caliphate, you have the chief imam and sultan of a caliphate. No minister now. Is there any minister in a caliphate? He told you, inshallah, he will spread Sharia. That's what he's doing now. In Sharia, is there any minister in Sharia? He's the sultan. Oh, dear me. So, some of you that voted APC, you have cost investors 237 billion naira in your mind-boggling stupidity and ignorance. Black people in this UG, black people. Every day I say it here so that you can reason very well. One of Tinubu's companies being written by one of Tinubu's newspapers. TV Continental has purchased 100,000 Consat satellite decoders with the intention of distributing them to Yoruba people. So Yoruba can be on satellite. 100,000. How many businessmen of Biafran extraction can do this? To say, I want to digitalize my people. They won't do it. Huh? Hey, no. My contract is at Abuja, at Lagos. They won't do it. But this man is using money stolen from the zoo, Tinubu, to make sure that his people are onto satellite, because nobody is watching his channel. He wants people to watch them, so he is distributing it for free. We are going on. It's a good thing he can distribute it. It's free to air. That means Biafra television will be there as well. Our technology is awesome. Once it's free to air decoder, we are there. Now you're wondering how we do things here, don't you? And I want area. Internally, refugees will be resettled in their reclaimed villages, according to Yemi Oshibajo, who is the sidekick of the Hausa people. He said yesterday when he visited their camp in Maiduguri, Borno State, they are victims of Boko Haram insurgency, he said. We are speeding through our news this evening to allow us to be able to take your calls wherever you are very, very shortly. Petrol is now selling for 500 naira per liter in Anambra, according to Punch newspaper. Residents of Anambra woke up on Wednesday, today, to another round of fuel scarcity due to the closure of most filling stations in protest over what they described as high levels imposed on them by the state government. Imposed levies on them. Very, very sad indeed. Please, Obia, not try to reconsider the levies you're imposing on people. They cannot afford it. People can't afford it. The economy must be diversified, of course, in Biafra. 2 billion fraud. The Yorubas are involved. Who else? Once you mention billion and fraud is Yoruba. The trial of a former chairman of the Wema Bank, what's his name? Olakpade Mohammed, the Yoruba man. Who else? And others who were arraigned before Justice Okon Abang of the Federal High Court by the EFCC, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, over alleged fraud. 2 billion has been stalled following the accused person's inability to perfect their bail conditions. Once you steal money of that magnitude, don't worry, you are not going to jail. It is the zoo, after all. Everybody is corrupt, including the judge. So there, you don't have any problem. Keep stealing. It's the zoo. Regbeshola cannot pay salaries. They are asking them to blame Jonathan. I don't know how that is possible. Is Jonathan in power? The answer is no. Where are all your private jets? Where are helicopters? Try and sell some of them. The zoo, they are claiming, have lost 59.6 billion to pipeline vandalism, and they have lost $82 billion to NNPC fraud. Fraud is the biggest killer in the zoo. Everybody is in at it. Is it the pedophile? How are people going to take the little children to go to Aso Rock for a tour? Because Buhari can say, I'm the Sultan. You see that 7-year-old, bring her to me. Is my wife. And then he will call Aisha and say, Aisha, welcome your new fellow wife into the house. Pedophile, hardcore pedophile he is. Very sad indeed. Buhari orders agency to end Hajj operation corruption. Even as they are going to Mecca to answer Al-Hajj, they are stealing money belonging to everybody. Welcome to the country of thieves. Welcome to the damnation. Welcome to the abominable zoological republic of Nigeria. That concludes our news this very evening. And our lines will open. And we will, of course, expectedly take your calls. If you wish to call us, our lines are open. So also is the coordinator's line. If you call it, we will be able to take your call. We are live and we are direct. And Chukwukika Biama is in heaven. And heaven also knows that he is the one presiding over our proceedings on earth. Anything you want to say, you are at personal and collective liberty to say it, assuming, of course, you are more than one where you are listening to Radio Biafra and wish to speak at the same time. Our lines are opened up and you are now at liberty to call Radio Biafra. If you want to know the number to call, please go to Radio Biafra London on Facebook. Ask to join the group. You will be admitted. You will then proceed to call Radio Biafra if you wish to do so. Let me go to the phone line and see who is there. I have a caller on the phone. Can you hear me? Turn every system down. Your name and where you are. This is Radio Biafra.
I can hear you. Good evening, Director.
Good evening to you. Turn your system down before I cut you off. Turn it down completely or walk away from there. No, they're not paying attention. And a lady for that matter. Our ladies are used to listening to instruction, but I don't know. Maybe it's the husband. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? No, they cannot hear me. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? No, the same problem everywhere. But they will get there someday. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, what is your name and where are you calling from? No. Ojodia, from the tone of the voice, you can tell that they're scared, they're afraid. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, what is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Chicago.
I can't hear your voice very well, not very good, I'm afraid. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? Coordinator's line, your name and where you are.
Director, I can hear you, sir.
Good evening, somebody who makes sense, a human being is actually calling. Please go ahead, your name and where you are.
Hello, sir. Please, can you permit me for one thing, sir?
Go ahead.
Yeah, please, I don't want to call my name nor my state, but I have something to say.
Go ahead and say so.
Okay, sir. I have some questions for Rochas Ngige, Rotimi and Oti. I hope the whole world is listening.
Yes, the whole world is listening. You said you have a question for Rochas, for Ngige, for Rotimi, the man who doesn't know where he comes from, and also for Oti, the people that say, "Oh, we want to vote for Oti." I told them all of them are the same thing. Please go ahead, please go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, sir. First question goes to Rochas. Did Rochas give 40 million to? Did Rochas give 40 million naira to Brigadier Commander to search for IPOB members or not?
So, Rochas Okorocha, did you give 40 million to brigade? Where is this brigade commander? So we can find the idiot. Who is the brigade commander? Where is he?
Sir, please, I will find it later.
Okay,
let me continue with my question.
Go ahead.
Did he bring 30 million for Commissioner of Police to find IPOB members or not?
30 million so 30 million for Commissioner of Police. Yes, and later on you inbox me, you will give me their names. I need their names. I want to send people to them to ask them to produce that money that we're giving to them. Then they will know if we're serious or not. 30 million to a police commissioner to look for IPOB. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah. This question goes to Ngige.
Ngige, yes.
Did Ngige bring Boko Haram to Anambra State because he needs minister or not? Because Boko Haram is meant to go to Yoruba land.
Oh my goodness. So even also, oh my God in heaven. So
Boko Haram is meant to go to the west.
To
Yoruba land, and then Ngige bring this to Anambra State.
So it was Ngige that brought Boko Haram to Kulobia. Ngige brought Boko Haram to Kulobia. My goodness me. Oh my God. Oh my God. Go ahead, please.
Is Rotimi Amechi involved in it or not?
Sorry, repeat that question for Amechi. Repeat the question.
Rotimi Amechi?
Yes.
I said, is he among the Boko Haram members or not?
I know he is a member of Boko Haram. I know that, and that is why I support Wike till tomorrow morning. Because we see things that people cannot see. I knew this man. I know that for sure. Please go ahead. We're listening. Go ahead.
Since the terrorists have been searching for you, they are now order for the air. They are now give order to the aircraft to be flying everywhere with helicopters.
Yes, we saw them in Aba. We saw them in Aba. The helicopters are flying. They are looking for me, looking for IPOB, looking for our station, and we are waiting for them. Continue, please.
The plan is between Rochas, Ngige, Oti, and Rotimi Amechi.
Thank you very much.
Then I want to put it this way. If you are not the one who planned about bringing Boko Haram to Anambra State, come out openly and publicly in expressway, pick up a stand here and swear over it to the Anambra people.
Hey, this is where RadioBiafra is awesome. I said to them, thank you very much, my dear brother. I said to them, we have correspondence all over the world, even in security services. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
because you needed minister. Minister, what is minister?
My
compared
goodness.
to the life of your people?
My goodness. Giga wanted minister. Oh dear.
Let's think of what future may bring and not what we end today. Your people is about to die. They're hiding dying in hunger. Then you.
I'm not happy about. Thank you very much.
Director,
thank you. Yes,
I don't
please.
have much to say. Not to say thank you. My credit is about to run out, but I'm thanking you for everything.
Thank you.
I will call next time.
I know. We are going to. I'm sending people. I have your number. I'll send them to you. I need the name of the commander and I need the commissioner as well. I told Buhari there is no plan you make against IPOB, Radio Biafra, or myself that I will not hear about. I'm telling you, there is none. Our people are answering Hausa name with Hausa mark. Some of them have been to Hajj and back. They pass us information. Once the information comes through, we get it. I have a caller on the coordinator's line, and I presume that they too can hear me. Please, your name and where you are. Good evening.
Good evening, Director.
Good evening to you.
Good evening. Please, I won't tell you my name. I have some news to tell you.
Go ahead.
So, what I have is that pertaining here in the zoo, they have set up some strategies here with some circular to all the serving members here that they should make sure to see. And they came with about each state here in the zoo. They gave 16 vehicles, Hilux, and they brought it yesterday night. They have arrived, and they said if they are moving around searching for IPOP members and some of anybody that can give location where you are, that person will be awarded. So that's what I'm trying to. I tried by all means to get to finish it today. I couldn't get to.
So it is 15. So information is coming from everywhere. This is 15 Hilux vehicles per state, and it is to be.
Yes, it's here. It's packed here. Even here in the state, it's packed here now.
Oh, from where you are now, you can see it. Can you tell me the state you are calling from? At least, can you do that, or is it too risky for you?
Oh well, that's what I don't want to expose my name now for you.
Oh no, not your name. No, not your. Can you tell us where you are calling from? Where you are? Don't give me your name. Just where you are.
Enugu.
Thank you very much.
From Enugu.
Thank you very much. From Enugu. So Enugu people, Rochas, of course, I'm not surprised in Gige, Rotimi, Oti, and also BVI, Ndianyuku, and Billy Animal Rights. They were in Abuja on Thursday and Friday. And they have released 40 million for army commander, 30 million for police commissioner, 15 Hilux vans. People are so stupid. That money, you could have used it to go and maybe reopen ceramic somewhere or Golden Guinea. They are so foolish. They don't even know how to stop people from coming after them. We are coming after you with facts. So you defeat what we are doing with facts, not stupidity, Hilux. I remind Rochas Okura Toro what happened to Mohammed Siad Barre of Somalia will happen to all of you. Somalia will be better than the zoo by the time this whole thing is over. Remember, you people, we are doing your shakara. You killed Mohammed Yusuf, didn't you? Today you're begging Boko Haram to come to a round table. Anything happens to us, you will see hell. You see, they think, let me tell you one thing. IPOB is not Igbo people. We are not Igbo people. This is one thing you must know. Because once we take our oath, we are no longer Igbo, we are Biafra. And you cannot buy us. That's one thing you never knew before. Anybody who is so foolish as to be bought, the punishment, you wouldn't want to encounter it, please. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Director. Good evening.
Good evening. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is John Igwe.
John Igwe, your voice is low. Can you raise your voice for me, please?
Okay, John Igbo from Naija. I'm calling from Northern Cameroon.
From Northern Cameroon. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Director, I am the one who called you last time about Northern Cameroon.
Yes, you did.
Last time we had a gathering. And making an inquiry line to make sure that everyone was gathered. And at last, where I got more than 27 people in
Very
number, at last I talked them about Radio Biafra and what we need from us. And I told them about our follow what's happening in Aba. And at last I told them about monthly dues. They say we should keep that monthly dues apart after we will talk about it. And after the meeting, I called one number, called me last time about monthly dues. And I told the person, if you will start to talk about monthly dues now, everybody will run away. And the number told me that if anybody wants to run because of a monthly dues, let them start to run. So, and I told them, now I want to ask you, Director, how we're going to do about monthly dues, because after 2 weeks time now, I will have a meeting to gather them again.
What you decide at the meeting is what goes. You go to them and tell them this is what we do, because you're relatively a new family. You tell them this is the way we operate, this is how we go, and then we take it up. The Africa rep is there. Some of these issues and questions you should be putting across to the Africa rep. Since you are in the Northern Cameroon, the Africa rep should be dealing with it. So I also suggest you contact him, but go to that meeting, convene our people there, tell them this is what we are doing. Do they think they can support or not? Let them make that decision themselves.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, my brother. Northern Cameroon, we also have a family there, which is a very good thing, because everywhere, right around the world, people are coming closer to this very, very effort that we're making. I have a caller on the phone. Can you hear me?
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening to you. Turn your system down before I cut you off. Turn it down immediately before I cut you off. What is your name and where are you calling from? I can hear you, which means your voice is going out. Please go ahead. No, not at all. Speak in English. Can you speak English? Can you speak English? If not, then Igbo. No, not at all. But they will get there one day. They will understand what we are doing one day. Obama is listening and I want him to hear you. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? The caller on the phone, can you hear me? No. I don't know the type of people we're getting this evening. It's becoming very, very worrying that I thought we are breeding people that can reason. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Hello, sir.
Turn your system down. Turn your system down. Good evening. Your name, please.
Igbo.
Where are you calling from?
From Aba.
From Aba. Thank you very much. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I want to thank you for the good work you're doing for us.
Thank you.
And I also want to thank you because you have opened the eyes of the world. Sir, me and my yard members, we have decided to pray for Biafran every Monday. This is what we do every Monday. Monday night, we gather together and we pray for Biafran. Hello, sir.
We are listening. Go ahead. We are listening. Go ahead. I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Sir, and I also want to beg you that you create an affiliate. In a way, we will do a prayer network. A prayer network, maybe any day you order us to pray, maybe for Biafrans from 10 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning till 12 o'clock. Keep fasting and praying for all Biafrans in the world. You give us the assignment from 12 or from 6 o'clock in the morning till 12 o'clock. We are observing fasting for Biafra land.
so day. It will be okay, sir. I suggest that it is okay.
Thank you very much. We shall do the same. We shall do so as you have said. We used to do that before, and nothing stops us from doing that again. Thank you very, very much, my dear brother. Thank you very much. This is Radio Biafra. I have a caller on WhatsApp. Stay where you are. I shall come to you in a short while. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? On coordinator's line, that is. Is this person a coordinator or not? How can somebody be calling Radio Biafra not a coordinator? And they don't know what to say. I have picked up their call. They're not saying anything. Amazing stuff. Amazing. Or it could be the network. Who knows? The caller on the phone, can you hear me? Turn your system down, please. Move away from where you are. I know some of you don't listen very well because when they outside to the moon, for the moon in IPOB. Your name, please, and where you are. This is Radio Biafra.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening to you. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Emmanuel Nwoge from Aba.
That is better. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
I thank you very much for what you are doing for us to restore our Biafra, as you are trying to bring us because you are showing us some revelation and some certain things that we did not know. And I thank you very much. I say Chukwu Abia to you.
You say? He say, thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh.
Thank you. He say? Thank you very, very much for that. Thank you. I don't know. Do I have a caller? No, I have somebody on WhatsApp. Let me see who that person is. Move away from where your listening device is. Give us your name and where you are, because we are Radio Biafra.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, this is Obilon Dofre. I'm from Mozambique. I'm from Maka, government.
Your line is not very clear.
It's not clear, but I want to say something. Yeah, it's not clear, but I want to say something after we finish. I want to say something. I have information from Mozambique.
No, we can't hear it. Inbox us, please, or send us a message, because your line is not clear. If we cannot hear you, how then can you say to us that you should continue speaking? No, you cannot hear us, please. I suggest you try and call back if you can. I will take your call if you call us back. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and we are direct. Chukwokika Biama is here with us, and this gospel must be preached. This gospel we are preaching is very, very important, because we are opening the eyes of the world and our people to the injustice, the atrocities, the mayhem, the killing, the looting, the pillaging, the destruction of lives, hopes, and properties of people by those of them in the damnable Zoological Republic. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. Good evening, my director.
Good evening to you. What is your name and where are you calling from?
I am Onyede Kachema, calling from Obosi, Anambra State.
Obosi, thank you. Have you heard that Ngige brought you Boko Haram in exchange for ministerial position?
Yes, sir, my director, I have heard.
Very sad indeed. Please go ahead.
Hello?
I can hear you. I said go ahead. We can hear you. Let's talk to me over the phone. Go ahead. We are listening.
Yeah, I have tried this line for a long time now. I'm very glad today to get online.
Thank you. Go ahead.
So, using this opportunity to tell my fellow Biafran, people that have not believed that Biafra is coming, I want to use this opportunity to tell them that Biafra is here and Biafra is coming very soon, and I can see it in my visions.
Of course, it's coming. Nobody is going to stop it. Everything happening now, them looking for us looking for them. I knew all this were going to happen anyway. It's part and parcel of this very effort. People should not be unduly alarmed, because these men, they bleed as well. They bleed. We look for any IP. That's why I'm saying to them, don't break any of their laws. They touch any IPOB member is a declaration of war. Essentially, anything they want, they will see. We will not fight the wars in Biafra. It's in their own villages as well. We'll go there and burn them down too. They think we are daft. No, we are not. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you for that. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and we are direct. And Chuku Okike Abiyama is with us. If you call Radio Biafra, move away from where you are. If you have a listening device close to you, very, very important that you move away. I have another caller on the phone. Your name and where you are. Your name and where you are. This is Radio Biafra. Not paying attention as always. I have become accustomed to this. Our Skype line is also open. You are free to call Skype if you wish to. It may clog up now and again, but we are monitoring that very situation. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? Yes, your name and where you are, please.
I'm Dr. Chukwunonyere from Biafra land.
What is your full name, please? What is your full name?
Dr. Chukwunonyere Abocha Onwuchekwa.
That is better. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Director, may Chukwukike Abiyama keep you from the eyes of the enemy.
You say?
I want to tell you, Director, that you remain unprecedented consideration.
You say?
I want to tell the whole Biafra land and the Zoological Republic that their end is already at hand. I have heard that for the sake of selfish and personal interest, for the essence of local and inconsequential ministerial position, he is betraying and trying to destroy the Biafra land. I declare today that he shall not be one with Ngige. He shall not be one with opposite men in the Zoological Republic. He shall not be one with this wicked man that is in the home of the affairs of the Zoological Republic called Buhari. I declare today, my director, there is no fear. It is time to know the hardcore of Biafra. That the Zoological Republic remain free to confuse. Today we are celebrating it in their local zoological radio. How the Biafran is threatening their seat. How Biafran is frustrating their plan. How Biafran is presenting and then narrating and making all the hidden agenda of the zoo open to the people. Especially the recent time you are trying to expose their negative and all their secret wickedness. They are frightening. Their seat is hurting them. It is on this ground generally are rising to their seats, including Buhari, including Ngige, including Rotas. Look at Rotas. He has not paid the workers. He has not paid the people right there in the state. He has not paid them. For the fact he has not paid them, but he has money to pay the commissioner for police to look for IPOB members. He has money to pay the commander 40 million to look for IPOB members. This is just like the war of Bar and Bala, where the wicked men can use money to involve other wicked men to come and cut the people that God has blessed, being the people of Biafra. I declare today, just as the man will open his mouth to curse the people of God, but blessing will be coming out. And you are about killing themselves. The fact that the reason they put Buhari on the seat and Buhari takes over, that everything will be alright. But lo and behold, it has power and wickedness in disguise. Why all the Yorubas are joining us together? And all their elders today are lamenting, they are weeping and saying, hi, Buhari has disappointed us. Hi, we cannot get any good thing for Buhari. It's a good thing today that everything is becoming open. Look at them. They thought that they can put Otuba and Sabi and Otuba will represent them. But they are doing security meeting how they can go and burn Calabar and burn Akwa. But they remove Otuba and Sabi. Otuba and Sabi is a rubber stamp. A professor by a mouth. How many books have they published that don't mean a professor? It's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. But I want to declare to all the Biafra land and all the Biafra friends and all the Biafra men and women from anywhere in the world are hearing my voice. One thing you must know. It is time to rise from your seat. It is time to wake up from sleep. It is time to rise from your slumber. It is time to take the truth by the horn. It is the time to wake up all the hour we need. Both the people from the Akwa, the people from the Uganda, from the people from all over the Biafra land. It is a high time all of them will rise. And as they rise with the one voice, let us people demand against us. Let us begin to make more noise. Let us begin to tell them that we are movable. Let them shoot one gun. As they shoot one gun, 10 guns will be landing in the individual family, including Rota to brother. I would like to take it personally. In as much Rota to brother is concerned, they found the data, let them be found dead. As soon as they found the first guy, the first love, the first daughter of Rota, let it die. As soon as they die, then let it start the example. As on it's nobody. He lost the election, he's looking for presidential ministerial position in the aspect of the life and precious blood of the only people of Biafran. I say today, all the people of people, see how people have lost their dignity and their preference and their profile in the name of selfish interest. My director, because of time, I will be talking so far. I will be talking of other issues that is necessary for us to rise here in Biafra land and establish something very prominent. Everything they are trying, like today, they are discussing that will visit the diplomats in the United States to see how they can stop Radio Biafra. But that is so far. I tell you, they are trying, they are afraid, they are trying. Anything they can do to stop us, that is what they are trying. But thank God, my dad will say, arise and shine, my light has come. The Anyamu has started. And because it has started, nothing will stop it. My director, my director, your sons are blessed. My director, your mother is blessed. My director, everything that concerns you is blessed. My director, anyone that blessed you is blessed. Anybody that is continuing on will see no life in his life. Thank you, my director. Thank you, my director.
Thank you.
Thank you, my director. Talk to my wife with more.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, madam.
Good evening, sir. My
Good
director.
evening. Good evening to you.
It's a reward of all the Biafran. Because what we are looking for, we will find it, and it is at hand. Thank you, my director.
Thank you, my dear sister. Thank you very, very much for that. Thank you. I love it when husband and wife speak on Radio Biafra. I love it so much. I have a caller on the coordinator's line everywhere. You know we have turned the zoo upside down. Hey, everywhere there is fire. How can they do it? They're saying because Chukwu Okike Abiama is here. That is all. And I want the caller on the coordinator's line. Can you hear me?
Good evening, Director.
Good evening to you. And the caller on WhatsApp, stay where you are. America. Please go ahead.
This is the Deputy National Coordinator to Italy, Anthony Mokunye. I hail from Anyocha in Anyam State, Biafra land. I wish to extend my profound greetings to all you have been doing for us. And what you have been doing for us is pronounced. People try by all means to imitate, but imitation is always a disease. We have prayed that, we have sworn that it is only Biafra. Biafra, or we all go to the oil sump. Both the planning of the zoo government, both the spies, the saboteurs, Chukwu Abiama, Chukwu Okike Abiama has ordained that Biafra must come. Even if we all go, our generation, our children, will linger on fighting for this freedom because it is freedom forever. Biafrans are not willing to give up on this struggle. Director, before I proceed further, I would like to extend my greetings on behalf of my national coordinator, Michael Iroanya. That is my national coordinator, my able national coordinator. who has been sending us and making sure that the family here in Italy stands firm. And we have never one day relented. Even if some part falls away, many that are minute will germinate. We are not afraid. We are not relenting no effort. It could only take a distance, but we must arrive where we are heading to. All this is a cause that must be fulfilled. I want to use this opportunity to start from the head of directorate. We have not spoken ever since we made our rally. They have tried abundantly. We all have been coordinated well, and I grease their elbow. Our continental rep, MAZI Nnnamdi, who has been so sleepless, burning his midnight candle to make sure all is in adequate and in a state of equilibrium. I love him so much for his input. If we all can work like director, take instructions, and know what is right, and work like other seniors that are very dedicated, I feel Biafra is close. But it is only when we create an insubordination to this cause. I am using this opportunity to air my own personal view to a disciplinary society that a discipline must be the first word of all the struggle we are doing. We obey command. We obey what we are asked to do. As long as we are facing this cause, people should know that Biafra cause is not minor. It is just a very cause that everybody should be armed spiritually and physically and mentally. I am just trying to say this equally involving all my coordinators here in Italy, that those that have contributed far and near have strived to make sure all the activities pertaining to IPOB worldwide is being accomplished. Though it could not be 100%. But we welcome any little contribution that could make a step, because it is said that every 1,000 kilometers of a journey begins with a step. So we are now, on behalf of my national coordinator, congratulating them and saluting them all. IPOB worldwide. Caro Monday that I was just speaking with now because I needed this number. I've been trying all the numbers but it never go. But somebody gave it to me right now. I increase your elbow because we are at a lot. I want to say appreciation to director for what you have been doing, that what you have done in that our Biafra land. Coordinator, director, in fact, Chukwu Abiyama, we energize you the more, and we are with you. As he energizes you, he will energize your companies, those who believe. And we can never fall. We will be like a plant that is planted by the river, by the side of the river, that can never fall, but it bear good fruit. Biafra shall bring us good things on this earth, and our children will stay and inherit it. No matter what, let them carry a helicopter and find us. Let them come to me first. My name is Anthony Moku. I'm from Monitubo. I was an ex because of the treatment and the mentality they have. They are all corrupt. If you are not corrupt, you cannot be among them. So that is why that zoo must be destroyed, and Biafra will stand. I'm going to the fund that we have just shared. That is the soliciting fund, development fund, that Italy has shared 7,000. I'm using this opportunity, all the coordinators that are by the side of Radio Biafra and about those that are at work, so please always be at Radio Biafra for a correct and genuine information, and should know what to relate to their people as coordinators that are opportune to be on that seat. The fund that has been given to us, development fund, is 7,000 euro. Last meeting we had with the coordinators, director, we were able to split it all to all the members of IPOB's family here in Italy. And we have concluded that every individual will pay 100 euro per head for the development fund so as to meet to our quota. And it is not today I'm making this announcement to reactivate the brain of our coordinators here so as to connect their people and get them informed what the directorate has undersigned with the director of Radio Biafra. It is not we making this share. Tell your people. It is for their own development. It is for their own savior from generation to generation. So we all must strive. Please, we all must strive to make sure we reach at this particular budget. I still want to use this opportunity to say, because Italian has not been lacking, only some little shadow, although there's no perfection in humanity, but we have to correct errors. The satellite feed that has been shared for long, all coordinators that are listening should reactivate that fund and make sure they pay the satellite fund. Your monthly dues, Nania came on air several times, talking to particularly the Italian coordinators and the indigents, and it could be extended to IPOB worldwide. That our monthly dues are not being scheduled well. Director,
yes.
I know Italians never leave you behind. We are always marking you as a marking torch. I feel I want to correct our Madam Nene. It is just a kind of information I just want to pass to her. That Italy since ever IPOB have been installed here, if there is any mistake, she should call the continental rep to reach my national. Or, if my national is not available, I am available. To correct mistakes, but not to come to air and give us what we don't have in our file here in Italy. Because we don't have any coordinator, for instance, in Ancona. Ancona, we have a financial contributor there, but we don't have any coordinator. Sam is not a coordinator in Ancona. So such mistakes should be corrected because several times that has been aired on air. We do our best to make sure we contribute all it is said to be contributed. We are as white as snow, as director used to say it. I am talking to my madam, Nenia, excuse me, that please, we will be so pleased and happy when we make corrections and it will not repeat itself again. So no, we go for inquiry to ascertain if the office we are wrong or somewhere else is wrong. But we don't accuse anybody, but we are passing an information. Everybody should rectify and purify his or her office so as the day of accountability, it will be very easy to deliver to the auditors. We are not happy when such mistakes are constantly made. Director, our upcoming meeting should still be on the deliberation of funding Biafra. Italy has been with you and they ever remain with you. We are one of those that believe that Biafra must be restored. On the worship of Michael Leroy, I will use this opportunity, Director. Please, we try every day to get Radio Biafra, but when the numbers are changed, we are not reached to be informed. Even in the forum, the one I get in the forum have suffered until I asked and somebody gave it to me now.
Then you blame your national coordinator or you blame the continental rep because they should have it. You blame your national coordinator. You are the deputy national coordinator for your country in Italy. You should blame the coordinator. After him, then you blame the continental rep because the number was made available to all coordinators. I don't know why they didn't pass it on to you, but we have heard what you have said and we are very grateful for it. Anthony Mokwe is one of us. Onichubo, he's from and the Deputy National Coordinator in Italy. Thank you very, very much for that. I am going to WhatsApp. I have somebody on WhatsApp. I asked them to wait. They have waited, which means they are disciplined. Let us now go to ask them their name and where they are calling us from, and we pray that they have turned their system down. The caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
Yes, Director. Good evening.
Good evening, my brother. Where are you calling from?
Buffalo, New York.
From Buffalo, New York. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Yes.
USA.
My name is Gochukwu Obinigwe, and today I have so much to say. But first off, I want to start off with Ngige. Ngige, what a shame.
Yeah, raise your voice for me. Raise your voice so that Ngige can hear you very well. Raise your voice. Ngige is using the blood of our people. APC abandon APC. They won't listen. Please go ahead.
Ngige, what a shame. How many times? This is just look at. This is the time that of all times Ngige wants to betray us again. Okay, now Ngige, I know Ngige for a fact lived a long time in Lagos, and he might even still be in Lagos or Abuja, wherever. So maybe they want to send these prisoners to West Ngige because of ministerial position. You decided to diverge it and send it to your own place just for position. Ngige, it's like I'm not even video in this matter. Another thing I want to talk about is this our cause, Biafra?
My brother, your voice is low. Are you on speakerphone?
Yeah, yes.
Take it off speakerphone, pick up the device and speak straight into the microphone because it's very low. I can hear you, but from the monitors, your voice is very, very low. Please, I need you to speak up. Go ahead.
Okay. So I want to also talk about Biafra. This is our Biafra cause. A lot of people don't believe it's real. The realness in this Biafra cause is too real. It took me, I only listened to Radio Biafra 3 times. And I said, wow, Biafra is coming. I think 3 times. And I say, wow, Biafra is coming. And I've been seeing, and the thing is that if you're going to, by the way, by the grace of God, I'm the coordinator of Buffalo. And it's like I've always had this like, what is it? The day I picked up to call, the first time I called, I got in, I asked about it, and I got it, and I got the coordinator. I was just jumping up and down, like so happy, delighted, like so delighted. Like why I'm so delighted that I'm doing a coordinator. It's just Biafra I'm not going to get paid. I'm not going to get any money, but the feeling, because I know that you really have to be a part of this. You really have to be a part of this. Yes, it's looking to you. You really have to. The sign is there. I remember my friend would tell me when I went back. He would tell me that he's having this dream. This was like 2 years ago, or was it last year? He's having this dream that he have this dream, and the sun is always in his face. That he don't understand. That he asked one man. The person told him that, but that is a good something. But he said he doesn't understand where he will have this dream. Just the sun will be on his face. He just I'm now. And he always tell me when we were younger, say that you know that we are children of the sun. I don't understand. I was like, I don't understand what he's even talking about. I don't understand what he's talking about. Then till when I started following Radio Biafra, just 3 times, I look at things happening around. I've now seen how before then it wasn't up to a week. Then how I had this week that I was just free, so I decided to somehow research on Biafra, and I with the ones that I know, and I read some deep facts, some deep stuff about facts about Biafra. I just understood a lot. Then it wasn't up to, I think it was the next week. Then I stumbled on Radio Biafra again. I think because I think I've seen it before, but I didn't pay attention. Then it just started to clicking, put two and two together. I look at what I've been preaching right before then is how we just need to understand that life, that the only thing you need to die for is you need to die to succeed. The only thing you need to die for is something so dear, to you, and it's just Biafra. That's the only, because this life you can just okay now look how they.
My dear brother, listen. There's something I want to explain to you. In this life, every living organism will die. That is nature. It's the normal cycle of life. As life begins one day, it will end one day. One thing people don't understand is how you have chosen to die is what defines you as a human being. People think that because we lost a war of great pain and anguish between 67 and 70, because of that we'll be slaves forever. I say they are stupid. People don't understand the scriptures, but I do. When I read the Bible, I go through the history of Israel. Time after time, Jerusalem will be sacked, they will scavenge and loot the temple, and they will come back, they will rebuild it. Other people will come, they will ransack the whole place, they will loot everything, they will come back and they will fix it. And they're still doing it till tomorrow morning. We are the children of the Most High. People are bound to be envious of us. Very, very envious of us. You must understand that very, very clearly. They wouldn't wish us well. They want us to die. But if you allow them to succeed, then you are the fool. We lost the war in 1970 because of lack of preparation and ill discipline. The reason why we had lack of preparation was because of the stubborn nature of an Igbo person. An Igbo man is is stupidly stubborn. They think they know something, but they don't know anything. That was why we lost the war. Right now, we have studied the way we are as a people. We have corrected it. Ikwere is not the problem. Izon is not the problem. Ishekiri is not the problem. The problem is an Igbo man. An Igbo man is the proper problem that Biafra has. Any day they become disciplined enough to understand what is facing them, they will overcome any enemy. Let me thank you very much, my brothers. Our Buffalo, everybody's excited. Thank you very much. Our Buffalo coordinator all the way from USA. Before I go any further, I will take one or two calls. I don't know if we have a caller on Skype, if they can hear me. Let us try and see.
Yes, Director, good evening, sir.
Thank you very much, my dear brother. Please go ahead.
Yes, my name is Mr. Joseph Ogudu Ogochukwu. I hail from Umuiboke, Ugulangu, in Ohazara, local government area of Ebonyi State, Biafra land. Presently residing in Dakar, Senegal.
Yes.
By the grace of Chukwuabiama, I am the JJY Zonal Coordinator of the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, here in Dakar, Senegal, precisely. Director, I must appreciate your effort and all the principals, officers of the Indigenous People of Biafra all over the world for their commitment towards the restoration of Republic of Biafra Nation. Director, permit me to announce our meeting here in Dakar, Senegal, coming tomorrow, being 3rd July 2015, Friday, by 5 p.m. Venue for people living around Parcel area, Medina, Wakam, and Yof. The venue is Yangolin Hotel. The number to call for inquiries or for direction are as follows: 7786 47644. I repeat, 77.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No, he cannot hear me anymore. We have lost him. We have lost him. People are telling us what Buhari is intending to do, and that is why we need to hurry up and make sure that our TV is up and running so we can be showing the world on a daily basis what is happening in our villages. We are bringing in a new technology. The same way our radio works, we are going to bring in a super technology. Every major road in Biafra and every major street will be on live stream all the time. So as they are moving, the world is seeing them. I'm telling you. They don't know what they're in for. They have no idea who we are. You are buying Hilux. Okorocha, you have not paid teachers. You are dishing out nearly 70 million to bribe our Safulani men to kill Biafrans. You are in one almighty trouble. They think we are cowards. They think we can be intimidated. IPOB, you people are wrong. IPOB, we don't commit crime. We are fighting for our freedom. The day you touch us, then you will know. The world is on notice. Every day I tweet and I inbox them privately. Any day that IPOB member is, oh my goodness me, anything they like, they will give to them. Buhari, you're a fool. You think you're smart. No, you're not, because the world listens to Radio Biafra, not Radio Nigeria. They know you are liars and cheats. Now let us tell the world what is happening that you don't want them to hear. Madman you are. When Jonathan was in power, this wasn't happening. But now that Buhari, I'm reporting from Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera reporting. Muslims massacred in Boko Haram sweep in the zoo called Nigeria. In Nigeria, they said, you know, I call Nigeria zoo. Do you know that Boko Haram was sweeping everywhere? Do you know AIT, channels, NTA, all this? Nobody reported it. But Al Jazeera did, and today we are announcing it. At least 80 people were killed when gunmen attacked worship. Oh my goodness. They attacked worship centers in a series of mosques in northeastern town of Kukawa. Buhari, why don't you want to tell people that Boko Haram, your brothers, those you call your brothers in arms, they are in Kukawa killing people? The world doesn't know, but now they know. Let us continue to inform. Let us tell you why they want Radio Biafra closed. Because we speak the truth. That is why. Let us continue. Boko Haram fighters have gunned down at least 80 Muslims praying in a mosque in the northeastern Nigerian town during the holy month of Ramadan. A government official and a self-defense fighter has said. Al Jazeera, Yvonne Dege, reported from Abuja on Thursday, said at least 80 people, mostly men, were killed in the remote town of Kukawa, and the death toll was expected to rise. According to Al Jazeera, we are being told that Boko Haram fighters arrived in 7 vehicles in the town before embarking on the attack, and that the army was 11 kilometers away but refused to come for help to help the people because the army is Boko Haram. Because Buhari is Boko Haram. He doesn't know how to tell Boko Haram, stop killing Muslims, come and face Biafrans. Come and kill these infidels, these Christians, and Ngige is helping them. Okorocha is complicit, and today we are reporting that they are returning their so-called military checkpoints to Abia. Now, the governor of Abia State, if you know him, go and tell him. Ibazo or Ekezie, whatever his name. I know they borrowed money, they did their rituals, and they killed people to try and get into power. They say that he's from Ongwa. His village must go and warn him. Biafra is greater than everybody put together. If that man presents an obstacle to Biafra, what will happen to him? Go and warn him. Go and warn him not to connive with our enemies, because we will not forgive him. Not when the time, because go and tell him now, the governor of Abia State, that demon should leave him. Tell him that demon he's suffering from should leave him. Do you know that a place called Kukawa is under attack? And instead of Buhari to deploy troops, he's buying vehicles and Hilux to circle Biafra land with the ordinary Hilux. Anyway, they're bringing weapons for us. It's a free weapon now, isn't it? During the war, 67 to 70, the average lifespan of a Nigerian army soldier in front of a Biafran commando was 15 seconds, and they are dead. Ask them, they will tell you. With bare hands, they strangle Awusa Fulani men. The same thing will happen again if they don't take time. Buhari, Kukawa, according to Al Jazeera, is under attack. Why is it that NTA did not report it? Because you people are liars. How come all your useless, pathetic, wretched, toothless FM stations all over the place couldn't report it because you're liars. You want the world to believe that things are normal when things are very bad. It was reported by Al Jazeera, not Radio Biafra. We are going over to the next news, which makes very interesting reading as well. They are now bringing back military checkpoints in Abia, according to the state governor, who is Ipazo or Ipazo, whatever his name is. If you know his village, go and tell them, please. People I know have been asking for governorship for a very long time. Tell this man to shut up. We have nothing against Willie Obiano. We campaigned for him. He doesn't support what we are doing, and that we don't care if he supports or not. Wike of River State doesn't support Biafra, to my knowledge. I don't know him, he doesn't know me, and I don't want to know him. He doesn't have to know me. Just go and govern and don't collude with Hausa people. Rochas Okorocha is in our radar. We are making it very, very clear that this man is an enemy of the people. Today, Nkige has joined him in this APC devilish alliance. If, what's his name again? Okezie Ipazo wants to join him, then all well and good. But they will never win because in the end, we always win. And there will be no mercy. We've been saying it now, they don't want to understand us very well. Tell him not to align with our Fulani. They should not align with our Fulani. We are slaves in our own land. Our land is being ravaged by Boko Haram terrorism sponsored by the same person today that the world is not ashamed to call him the president of the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. The pedophile and terrorist Buhari. He was the one that sponsored Boko Haram. Go and check what he said. I will make the country ungovernable. Simple English. But baboons and monkeys cannot understand. This is Radio Biafra. We are moving ahead and we have somebody on the coordinator's line. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh my goodness. I don't like people who are lazy. Can't stand them. Lazy people. When you call Radio Biafra, you should be agile. Not lazy. Very agile. I can't stand lazy people. We are at war. You've not heard that they're bringing things to us. I need people who are agile and them wanya. Then I soku.
Hello, is this Radio Biafra?
It is, yes. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Please, it's an information, sir.
Turn your system down. Turn it down so we can hear you. Turn your system down. It's common sense. Turn it down, please.
It's an information, sir.
Yes. You have information for us. Turn your system down when you call Radio Biafra. It is common sense. Common sense. I don't suffer fools gladly. That is why Africa is poor. People are not disciplined. Turn your system down or you get away from where you are. Common sense. This UG. Black. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? They're not turning the system down, are they? This UG. No wonder we are black, honestly. Daft to the call. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? Sorry, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, my name is Igbo.
And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Abba State. I'm from Mbano. I'm calling from Abba State. Yes, I'm from Imo State. Mbano, but I'm calling from Abba.
Thank you. Go ahead, please.
And then I want to thank you for the good things you have been doing for us. I want to thank you for the good things you have been doing for us.
Please stay where you are. I have somebody very important on WhatsApp. I want to hear what they have to say. The caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? The caller on WhatsApp for the last time, can you hear me?
Yes, Doctor. Good evening, Director.
I have been shouting and I've been saying, turn your system down. Why can't you people listen? Oh, my God in heaven. Are we ready to march at all? Would they even listen to ordinary or simple instruction? Hell, my goodness me. Turn your system. Balata hije turn your radio off because it is disturbing us. Once you're on your phone, your radio is also blaring. It's in my ears and the world is hearing it. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? Good evening. At least you're sensible amongst idiots. Please go ahead. Your name and where you are.
Yeah, this is Chima Roba.
And where are you calling from, Chima?
From Aba.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm referring to what you was saying here about Ngige. I think Ngige is not a problem to us here. I don't find Ngige as a problem because Ngige you normally work with at least 4 policemen with 1 hillock. I think the case of Ngige is too small for at least 4 guys here can settle Ngige matter. So I don't find it that Ngige has a problem. For bringing us Boko Haram in Anambra is just a small thing for us to give him the Boko Haram back to fire him. You get? So if Ngige bringing Boko Haram and the people are even talking, just of Ngige, we just waiting for Anambra. We know his house. He may come back one day. He just talk to me. The problem will be solved. So we can join his colleagues, Boko Haram, to go and have it somewhere. So I don't find it as a problem. That's what I want to contribute. Thank you.
Thank you very much. None of them is a problem, honestly speaking, because when the time comes, ordinary Douglas Road will overwhelm even the government house. They are about to see something they have never seen before in their lives, and then they will know how serious we are. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Good evening, Director.
Good evening. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Sienna Cho Ebuka, and I'm calling from Sheffield, United Kingdom.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
And I'm from in Biafra land.
Thank you.
Director, all hail Biafra.
We hail Chukwu Kikabiam in heaven.
Well, so, Director, I want to thank you for your good work you are doing for indigenous people of Biafra.
You're kind.
May God continue to bless you in your Yeshua name.
You say?
I want to use this opportunity to announce our meeting that's coming up tomorrow. We, the indigenous people of Biafra in Sheffield, United Kingdom, we are having our meeting tomorrow. The time is 1 o'clock, and the venue is Ugochukwu's house. The address is flat 108 Atacliff Road. Postcode is F4 7WW. All my brothers and sisters are living in Sheffield, United Kingdom. I want to call you to come upon tomorrow for our meeting. We have a lot of things to discuss. Concerning the way the struggle is going. We know that now people are coming out from Biafra land. We need to double our efforts to make sure that gospel of Biafra and continue to go well.
Are you calling us? Hold on. Are you calling us from the UK at all? Or are you outside the UK? Are you calling from the UK?
Yes, Director.
Why is your phone sounding so funny? Inside, out, it goes in, it comes out. What is happening?
Director, maybe it's from the network.
Okay, go ahead, please. Give us the telephone number to call for people who wanting to come to this meeting in Sheffield. The telephone number, please.
Yeah, the number is 0790245261. I repeat, 0790245261. Contact our coordinator, Judia Obenia. Is doing a marvelous work in Sheffield here. We are grateful to him, and also all of us that are here in Sheffield. We are doing a good job. I say, may God continue to bless us and continue to guide the director in Jesus' name.
He said, thank you very, very much. Thank you. It is sinking in very, very slowly, and we're grateful for it. I have a caller again on the line, on the phone. Make sure your system is turned down, please. I beg of you. Your name and where you are, please.
Yeah, my name is Ikenna Amadi. I'm calling from Milton Keynes, United Kingdom.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Yeah, Director, it's been a very long time. I've been trying to call you, but it seems the line are always very, very busy.
24 hours a day.
Yeah. Director, I've been following Radio Biafra all along, and it gladdens my heart to be a part of IPOB members. Director,
yes,
first of all, I would like to say to you a very big thank you, and for you to be piloting the affairs of Biafra restoration. It is not an easy task.
No,
you are doing a very great job for our people, but our people are still sleeping. They are not seeing this. Director, it makes me angry, but that would not stop us. We need to keep on going. But Director, tonight, right, I'll be calling to say something about one of the fundamental problems we have in Biafra land. Director, if you permit me, I would like to digress a little bit from today's topic and agenda.
Go ahead.
Do I go on?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Director, our problem is religion. And we in Biafra, our problem is Christianity. Director, I would like to say that the fundamentals is this. Christianity has been brought to us with so much lies. Like one, if you check the name Jesus Christ, the name Jesus Christ is a fraud. The letter J is not up to 400 years old. And they said Jesus Christ came 2,000 years ago. So, do you see where I'm coming from?
I do.
Okay, Director, one thing again. The name Christ, where did that name come from? Because Joseph in the Bible, okay, like me, for example, my name is Ikenna. My father's name is Amadi. Your name is Nnamdi. Your father's name is Kanu, right?
Yes.
Okay, now, his name is Jesus. Where did they get Christ from? In the Bible, nobody said Joseph's name is Joseph Christ or Mary Christ. So it is confusing. All I have to say is this. Not until we kill religion in Africa, especially in Biafra land, we will make no headway. Director, secondly, I would like to say another thing again.
Go ahead.
Director, those countries that accepted religion are backwards. We in Africa, one, South Americans, like if you look in Mexico, Brazil, Argentina, the crime rate there is too much. People do drugs, kill people, extort people, and still go to church to give offertory to the church. And the clergymen do not condemn that. And people are dying every day in such countries. Now, if you look at countries that did not accept religion, countries like China, India, and so, they are doing far more better than we that accepted this so-called Christianity. That they came, they killed our people, they took us for slavery and another. But today, we are still backwards. We are way too backwards from countries that never accepted Christianity. Director.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
I was born in a Catholic home. I was an altar boy. I used to be a Rosarian. I was praying, still Rosary. But Director, ever since I started praying in the name of Chiuku Abiyama, I could tell you that so many things has happened in my life. So many changes. We do not know who we are. We are the children of God. People should wake up to this cause. Biafra is not just ordinary. Biafra is ordained. Biafra must come. Nobody can stop it. No human being born of a man or a woman can be a stumbling block to Biafra.
That is correct.
Director, I see this in my dream every day. Biafra is coming. Biafra will come, and nobody will stop Biafra. In the name of Chiuku Abiyama, I pray.
Ise. Thank you very much, my dear brother, for such a very wonderful insight. Something we have always preached here. The greatest problem a black man has is ignorance, superstition. You know, before they had the superstition of the old. If you cross broom at night, if you sweep your house around 12 midnight, something will happen to all those nonsense. We have now replaced it with superstition of the new. Superstition of the indoctrination brought to us by Europeans. Patently flawed, of course. That is why they themselves don't even go to church anymore. Now, let me make one thing abundantly clear to our people. You know that man called Kumiyi. Do you know in Aba, they are now sending text messages to people? It has never happened before. Because they know that people are not going. Nobody should go. I am Uche Madu Onyekure is sending me a message via Twitter. I think it's the safest place to send a message to me, actually. It's via Twitter because I'll read it. The rest are too congested. Kumiyi is now sending text messages to people to attend his crusade. This has never happened before. I just got the message now. They are listening to Radio Biafra. They are sending text messages to people to attend his crusade. Why do you think that Buhari is? Has he ever panicked the zoo this way before? I mean, complete panic. They are in a panic mode. There is not a question of, we don't want the awareness to be there. They are trying to control it. But it's too little, too late. Because this is an idea of which, or should I say, an idea that its time has come. Nobody can stop it. So brother said, no, nobody can. I said, nobody can. I am going home. Are you aware of that? I don't think you know, but I am. And I am saying it here so that when I broadcast from Biafran, I will tell you I am here. To tell that Chukwuemeka is with us. You don't know what we are doing because we are not Yoruba. When I'm a handy, but I'm sense in the bicycle repair. I'm more sense no way you know. I thought of sense and I thought the Butra Boko Haram. Who knows sense? Oh, my case here, Mia, that is a way we can go through the back. We forge alliance with APC and the What do you know? What do you know? Alliance, they have not paid teachers, you know. But Okorocha can afford 70 million to tell the army to stop us. You think Okorocha, if we cut off his head, he will not bleed? Is that what you think? Let them, they will start something, don't worry. We are everywhere, they will start. And then the world will hear about it, isn't it? This is, are we looking for trouble? Did we storm any government house? Did we attack anybody? The answer is no. That Radio Biafra is broadcasting. And because of that, you're chasing people with Hilux and AK-47. Are you not an idiot? Look at Boko Haram. Why don't you send troops to Boko Haram? The Al Jazeera is saying that troops were 11 kilometers from where the massacre was happening. They couldn't go there. They might change my foot. He's a pedophile. He doesn't like it. But ask Aisha Buhari, did this man sexually rape you at the age of 9 or not? And then she will tell you. This is Radio Biafra. Can you hear me? Yes. Give us your name and where you are.
My name is Ogo Ikechu. I'm calling from Aba.
Yes, Ikechu, go ahead. We are listening. Go ahead.
I just want to make an announcement about Okwa West because we are planning to develop IPOB members in rural areas where there is no CSK. So I have this number to give up for those who are in Okwa West. You have this number to call now for a meeting. 081 71 311 766. I repeat again. 081 71 311 766. For those who are in Okwa, they should call that number to start a family meeting there. Thank you very much, Director.
Yes, you guys go before you go. Thank you. I want you to tell me I hope that every family member in Aba is intact and okay. Is that correct? Is there any reported problems anywhere?
We just have only one problem. One of our members had accident yesterday and he was dead. So that is the only thing we have now.
The accident he had, was it caused by the zoo army or zoo police or mobile police?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Because even if they cause accident, we hold them responsible. That thing that they're looking for, then they will get it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. We have not come to fight anybody, but we have brought hell with us. Did you see about on the 30th? No, I'm not. It's not everything you saw on the video, because it's only a tiny phone videoing. Did you see outside what was there? No, you didn't see it. The crowd that wanted to come to Aba was over 5 million. Some of them were on the way because of cleanup. Is it sanitation or whatever it's called? The zoo is in one almighty trouble. Do you know what we're going to do? We are going to run programs in Hausa language on Radio Biafra to tell ordinary Hausa people Alamajiri that these people are playing with them. We'll do something in Yoruba to warn ordinary Yoruba that your so-called leaders, they are thieves. They are playing with you. They are criminals. They steal your future away. Can you imagine, since you were born, you've never had light for 2 days consecutively? Are you aware of that? Your schools are not good. No drinking water, nothing. By this time, mosquito is chasing you and you're chasing mosquito. You can't sleep. You can't sleep because you must kill that mosquito before you go to bed. Is that life? Do you know you can build cities and there'll be no mosquitoes in them? You can build houses that you can repel them. Are you aware of that? Why is it people don't ask themselves? You have refineries to tell you the wickedness of the lives of Babangida and Buhari. You have refineries. Why are they not working? Simple question. Instead of people, oh, that radio is seditious, is causing trouble. There. Go and open refinery. Lunatics. Lunatics, I say. The caller on the coordinator's line, can you hear me?
Good evening, Director.
Good evening to you.
My name is Emeka Onyebuchi. I am from Obagin of within Enugu province, Biafra land.
Thank you.
I am the national coordinator of the indigenous people of Biafra in the United Kingdom. Director, please allow me to make two announcements. One is that in the United Kingdom, we are planning to establish a UK-wide Biafran football. So please, if you are a Biafran who can play football, a friend of Biafra, if your child or your children can play football, please contact Mr. Udechukwu on 074 15 77 3729. I take it again. 074 15 77 3729. This is very important because this year we must let people know that, especially the world, that Biafra is here. Again, following the call by our indomitable leader and our director, MAZI NNAMDI KANU, that IPOB family should be established in every corner of Biafra land and in the diaspora. This call was also reiterated by our deputy COC, MAZI NNAMDI. I call on all Biafrans in the United Kingdom to rise up to this challenge. Apart from 7 zones already established in different parts of UK, namely the Greater London, please, if you want to join this family, call Mr. Festus and Ekwe, Milton Keynes and Northampton. If you want to join this family, call Mr. Onyebuchi on 0733026381. We have Greater Manchester area. Please, if you are living in this area, get in touch with Mr. Ifeanyi Uria on 07 931 93 9358. If you are living in West Midland area, please get in touch with Mr. Henry Igumba on 0744 5239-707. If you are in Nottingham area, please get in touch with Mr. Emmanuel Ezoribe on 074-7455-7758. If you are living in Leeds area, please get in touch with Mr. Benjamin Ndokoba on 074-7489-2489. If you are living in Scotland, please get in touch with MAZI Nnamundi on 074-59-27-1250. And if you are living in Sheffield area, please get in touch with Mr. Jude Onyabo on 0792452601. We need family members set up in Aberdeen area of Scotland, please. Even if it's you and your family. If you want to start a Biafran family in Aberdeen, Scotland, please call 077-3302-6381. We also need a family set up in Belfast area, Northern Ireland. We need a family set up in Cambridgeshire and Peterborough area. We need a family set up in Liverpool, Blackpool area. We need a family set up in Oxford area. We need a family set up in Bedford. We need a family set up in Bristol, Wiltshire area. We need a family in Plymouth. We have a family in Newcastle that needs support. Please, even if it's you and your family, Igbo, we need to bring United Kingdom IPOB up to date. Please call on 077-3302-6381. We are making arrangements to introduce a technology called QR code. This is a simple technology whereby you can scan Radio Biafra onto your mobile phone and go straight and listen and read information about Biafra. We have piloted this in Manchester area and it works well. The message I have for Buhari, the terrorist, is that the higher he takes our right away, the faster we will walk to restore Biafra. May Tukwabiyama bless Biafra. Thank you, Director.
You, my dear brother, thank you very, very much for that. Thank you. UK is doing very well, and the affairs of the family here, you are piloting it exceedingly well. There is one thing that Radio Biafra will not allow black people from Africa to get away with. It is the distortion of facts and figures. We are the people, I keep telling them, these morons, black people from Africa, some of them very hopeless and stupid. This is not an Igbo cause. Igbo, I am not Igbo. For your income, Igbo. I speak Igbo language. I am a Biafran. I am not Igbo. I say it all the time. Igbo is the language I speak. So they understand it very well. Some of you, fathered by Awasa Fulani men and women, as the case may be, Awasa Fulani to the moon. You must come here. You must carry the blood. What we do on Radio Biafra is to set out the truth that people cannot say. You have hillocks. When accidentally the windscreen of the police van was broken on the 30th of May, I gave an order immediately for it to be, give them the money. I asked the man, how much is it? He said 25,000. I said, give him the money immediately. Go and replace your windscreen. We are not troublemakers or lawbreakers. We speak the truth. But there's one thing that we want, which may go against your law. That is your business. But insofar as the United Nations is concerned, it is perfectly legal. And let me remind Buhari once again, in as much as the laws of the zoo is concerned, the zoo which you preside over as a pedophile and as a terrorist, it is also there. We have every right under the sun to seek the independence of Biafra away from the contraption, the nonsensical entity that Britain built. And I want to prove to the world, between us and our Safrani people, which people are the tribalists, which people are the bigots. We want to show them. Tomorrow morning again, I'm going to play the voice. I'll broadcast in the morning. The voice of Ahmadu Bello. I will play it for the world to listen. Then you will tell me if there is anything different from what we are saying now from what Ahmadu Bello said. Everybody should be on their own. I don't want to be in the same place with you. If your father is born on Aguzo, look for your father in Daura. I'm from Isama for Ubeg. I don't know where your father is. Go and look for him. If you're answering an Igbo name, writing for Yoruba, that's entirely your business. Radio Biafra is here to speak the truth. If I was interested in genocide, I can have every Awasa person in Aba killed within 1 hour. Are you listening to me? Within 1 hour, if I say I want every Awasa person dead in Aba, they will be killed. We are not like that. They are not our problem. But if they pick up arms, if they raise their hand with weapons to come against us, we devour them. Self-defense is not a crime under any law in the world. Have we touched anybody? Who is the one paying money to army and to police to arrest IPOB members? Did they do anything wrong? They have every right under the sun, doing exactly what Scottish people did to discuss their independence. As simple as that. We are boycotting Kumi, and I gave the order, don't touch him. We are boycotting the nonsense he's doing. He's begging through text message, people should come. I want him to go back to Yoruba land and say, you see those people, they are serious about their Biafra, We are giving a message to Kumi to take back to Yoruba people that we are going. Let me tell all of you who are fathered by Awasa men, Unaza Handibo. Some of you fools are either in Lagos or in Abuja. Na Fotogare, Maona Kanu, na Sokukatoro. Your people died on the 29th. A family from Onkanu in Enugu. They were killed in Buhari's hometown. You don't want, that is terrorism. Buhari is carrying out terrorist attacks because he was the one that started Boko Haram. I don't know why people in this UG. Anyway, as I saw a cartoon, this little boy drew the map of the zoo upside down. The teacher asked him, what have you done? He said, my father said everything about Nigeria is upside down. That is why I question the brain of a black person. Now you're beginning to understand the reason why a black person cannot reason properly. They listen to it. Do you know that somebody said they did not bomb Akwa? We chased them away from, if not, they would have been bombing them. We have the pictures to prove it. We gave you the name of the village. These idiots have never asked anybody from that village, is it true they bombed it? Annual fear at all. Claiming he's from Anambra. He's claiming there was no bombing. I call Buhari a pedophile. Do you know the meaning of the word pedophile? Is somebody who loves little children to abuse them sexually. Now, the question you need to ask Buhari is this: are you a pedophile? Let it go on. He will tell you yes, he is. The last, is it the first lady Aisha? Do you know how old she is? Do you know how old Aisha is? I'm asking you. Aisha is 35 years old now. Do you know how old she was? Ask her, when did you marry Buhari? At what age? She will tell you after Buhari must have assaulted her sexually. The family had no choice than to give her to him. So you don't know that she was raped at the age of 9? So you don't know that Buhari is a child rapist? You don't know that? Have you asked Buhari or the wife, so-called, the child bride, according to Islamic law? You think you can lie against us? Oh, Radio Biafra is causing genocide. Genocide, I bet. Do you think that foreign governments don't listen to Radio Biafra? Do you know I have been to China to broadcast? BBC can do it. I have been to I can't say every country in the world, but to most of them to broadcast. Australia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, China. Are you aware of it? UAE, United Arab Emirates. Are you aware of that? Talking rubbish. Who can question what Radio Biafra? I am telling the world that your so-called leaders, they are fraudsters. Am I lying? El Rufai today said he owns 90 billion rather. Where did he get it from? Were you a businessman before you became a civil servant? How can a civil servant have 90 billion? Instead of people to talk about what Radio Biafra is doing, you're going through the back. Oh, it's seditious. Talk about the content. Buhari is a terrorist. Watch what he said. An attack against Boko Haram is an attack against the North. I will make Nigeria ungovernable. Are you listening to me? He called Boko Haram our brothers in arms. Why can't he talk about our land being ravaged by Boko Haram than buying hillocks because they want oil? You people look at the truth and you face away from the Eziogu. Truth. Why does Awasa want you? Because of oil and gas. Why can't you be honest with yourselves? God created which Nigeria? Useless people. It was created by Frederick Lugard, a fellow man like you, assuming you're a human being and a man. I have given everybody an assignment before. It is only in Africa that a man can create a country, in colonies of Europeans. Oh, who created Frederick Lugard? But who created England? Nobody knows. How old is this Nigerian Igbo SF? My father is older than Nigerian one. He is older than it. Because isn't it very funny that when you were answering this in Nigeria, you weren't actually in charge of the place. The white man gave it to you only in 1960. Black people, do you reason at all? A white man was concocted some rubbish. After a few years, gave it back to you. You say I'm a Nigerian. Since when? 1960? In fact, you became a republic. The Queen of England was in charge until 1963. You became a republic in 1963. So you weren't even taking care of it. In fact, you started in 1963. For your information. And on this, you black people have never seen such backward people intellectually. I'm telling you the truth. It became a republic. The Queen of England was in charge of your life up until October of 1963, if I'm not mistaken. Then you became a federal republic, according to Awusa. So in actual fact, the zoo, the way you and I know it, started in 1963. Is that what type of country is that? That your father is older than the country, and mankind started from Africa. People should be able to reason. Stop jumping up and down to demonize Radio Biafra because we are speaking the truth. And that is how you know that black people are being affected. When you tell them the truth, they cannot handle it. Buhari is a terrorist. Buhari is a pedophile. If you doubt me, ask the wife. Then she will tell you she was raped at the age of 9 by that same man. This is Radio Biafra. We are live and we are direct and the whole world is listening. If you can't listen to Radio Biafra, you go and listen to NTA. They beat that their useless drum. When they beat it, you start falling asleep. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Hello, Director. Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you. What is your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Chukwu. I come from Enugu State in Biafra.
What is your father's name? Don't you have a father?
My name is Chukwu Doku.
That is better. Please go ahead.
Director, thank you for what you are doing.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Because all these things that you are talking about, I like it because my own self, my people, all these Igbo people, they are not reasoning well. Because since where Nigeria started, Igbo ones never lose this Nigeria. Even since when my mother born me, my father born me, they tell me that we are Biafra. I don't know why my people, they are listening like Hausa people, because since when I said in this Nigeria, I'm never be happy. I thank you for what you are doing. May Chukwu be with you.
He said, my dear brother, he said, we are formidable and the zoo must fall. I swear it. Either Biafra comes, I'll be a dead man. One of the two must happen. Either Biafra comes or we are dead. I'm telling you. People want to know what patriotism is. We're going to show them what it means. When my mom became a Jew, of course we are black. Yes, we are. But with a very special difference. We know what truth means. And we are not prepared to deviate from it. I pray that one day I'll be told to present a case before a competent court of law in Britain. Ndosa the zoo once and for all. That place is a devilish. Do you know who gave you the name Nigeria? It was a little girl. Her name is Flora Shaw. She went to a party and she was drunk. This little girl is a harlot. She was moving from one colony to the other, looking for men. Her name was Flora Shaw. This Flora Shaw, the person that gave her the passage to be traveling from one colony to the other, hopping around looking for men, was a man who is also a pedophile, but a different kind. He loved little boys. His name is Lord Harcourt. Go and ask. He loves sleeping with little boys. Raping little boys. Not girls, boys. A perverted, demented man. So people want to know how far we have gone. That was the man that they're answering his name today. Oh, Port Harcourt. The man was a demented rent boy rapist. History. Go come and ask the British, they will tell you. Do you know that this man was also bewitched? He was bisexual. He loves little boys and little girls. He was bewitched by Flora Shaw. So he was the then Secretary of State for the colonies. That is how beautifully Guacha became Port Harcourt. That is why when I see people say Port Harcourt, I come on, get out. You don't know who you are. The person you're answering the name hasn't even been to the place before. He was in London. The Secretary of State for the colonies, Lord Harcourt. He gave Lugard the commission, brought him back from Hong Kong, gave him the commission to work with Royal Naija, all these their fraudulent schemes to go to the zoo. He came and wrote a report. I want to amalgamate the North and the South. And they asked him, what is wrong? Why do you want to do it? He said, because the North is poor. Till tomorrow morning, they're still poor. And I'm going to publish it, after all, to let the world understand that we are fighting for our freedom. I am not a Nigerian, I can never be. I am a Biafran, a nation that is 5,000 years old, compared to one that was formed in 1914, handed over to baboons and monkeys in 63. People are jumping up, I'm a Nigerian. Useless fools. Let's bring the program to an end. We are reconvening in the morning. And tomorrow, the Zoom was... The only thing Buhari can do not to die in office because of Radio Biafra is to go and send emissaries through the back door to say, how do you want to break away so we don't lose face? I will send people to tell him how we're going to do it for their own good. Because by the time this whole war is over, Somalia will be a paradise. Awasa, you don't have the absolute monopoly over violence. You don't. Sometimes you think you do, but you don't. We also want to die, you see. It's not only you that can provide these suicide bombers. Our own is too plenty. Believe you me. The army of Biafra, let me tell you one thing today. Buhari, we sign up only those who are prepared to die. Not those who want to live. Only if you want to die will you join the army of Biafra. We are not joining it because we want to fight it. We want to defend our land against any invader, no matter who you are. The same thing I'm doing in my land is what most countries did around the world, to fight for their freedom. I am not fighting for Igbo people. I'm making it very clear. So if you're a writer, you keep writing this Igbo nonsense, you're deceiving yourselves and your readers. I am a Biafran. Do you know the name of my village? Is Afara. Put B-I in front of it. It's the name of our country, Biafra. I answer the name of Biafra itself. For your information. And I can trace my ancestry all the way back to Abagana. And you know the Abagana sector during the war. Are you aware of it? You know Afara is in Abagana. And also Ikedu. The world don't know what is coming. Leave us alone. Or else we sacrifice only less than 20 million lives for you. Because in the end, Biafra must come. I'm telling you. No, even if you move the sun from where it is, Biafra must come. Or we die. All of us. If you want oil, your deal has a few more days to run. We every oil, I said we hand over the oil fields to international powers to control and give you as much oil as you want. I just want to be free. I don't need oil or gas. Just freedom. Just freedom. That's what I'm asking for. If you don't understand that, then you're even a greater fool than I had thought. We have come to the end of our program this very evening. From here in the kingdom, Biafra, people don't understand what it means. Let me tell you why we are prepared to die for our nation, Biafra. Because it is actually a religion. It's a way of life. A process of worship. And here on Radio Biafra is where we do so. Why? Because Chukwokika Biama in heaven. Oh, I don't worship man. Anything born of man or woman, you're talking rubbish. It's idol. I don't worship anything born of. It's nonsense. Forget the absolute garbage the white Europeans fed you. Rubbish. You're a sick of. Onye wanyi okwuru gene gi enwe na chiozo tinyere m. Odega agbanwe site na ebighị ebi ruo na ebighị ebi. Never ever changes. Chukwokika Biama. Never ever changes. If you don't understand that, then you are in very severe difficulties. That is why Chukwokika Biama will bless each and every one of you, will keep and sustain you. Chukwokika Biama will make the impossible possible in your lives, and more importantly, that your family, your children, everywhere you find yourself, you will be immensely blessed. Chukwu Abiama will bless all of you immensely. More importantly, Chukwu Abiama also will bless Biafra. I have nothing else to say than to let you know that from me, from here, this evening, it is good evening.
Sun, we love and cherish. We have vanquished our enemies. All hail Biafra. God bless Biafra. In Him we trust. Shout it, sing it. Biafra, we have emerged triumphant from all our foes. Through the crucible unscathed, we passed victorious.